Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto learns about Uzumaki clan Jutsu Sasuke bashing. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Masterful MM and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 01. Naruto was currently running through the forest with a giant scroll on his back. Mizuki had told him that if he stole a certain scroll he would get to be genin since he failed the exam once again. Naruto was 12, wearing a bright orange jumpsuit that screamed "Here I am." Kill me. Getting the scroll was easy for Naruto, all he did was defeat the Sandaime with a jutsu that he created. Naruto reached a clearing and stopped, he put the scroll down and opened it was confused. It was a jutsu scroll with writing before the first jutsu, Kage Bunshin, Shadow Clone. He began looking at the scroll and found something weird. His name. Naruto was born with his father Minato Namikaze's blonde hair and mother Kushina Uzumaki's silver eyes. Minato and Kushina were happy to have him. Due to his silver eyes it was immediate that he had his mother's Kekai Genkai. The ability to control white fire. A seal was used turning his eyes blue. The Kyuubi was also sealed in him on the day of his birth. October 10th. I hope if anyone is reading this may it be my successor or Naruto himself. Appears in Sarutobi. Sandaime Hokage. Maybe it's another Naruto, but I am the only Naruto in the village, I have blonde hair, my eyes are blue, I was born on October 10th, he thought trying to not cry from self-pity. He then saw a seal on the scroll that marked, "Force all chakra into seal." He put his hands the seal and forced his chakra and cringed in pain when all of his chakra was drained of him, then all of it shoot back into him tenfold. And in Konoha one could see what looked like a dragon made out of white fire roaring. When the process was done Naruto was lying in his boxers. All of his other clothes singed away and his body was writhing in pain. "Naruto, what happened?" asked Iruka running to his side. "Mizuki told me that if I stole the scroll I would get to be a genin," he answered matter-of-factly. "What?" "Yes, that is exactly what I did," said Mizuki appearing on a tree branch behind them. "Mizuki, why?" asked Iruka, "why did you trick Naruto?" "Because, the Yondaime made a mistake, he was a complete idiot." "Naruto, do you want to know why you are hated by the villager and some shinobi?" asked Mizuki. "Mizuki, don't, it's forbidden," yelled Iruka. "I don't care, you are the Kyuubi, the nine-tailed fox, the beast that killed many people including Iruka's parents, that is why Iruka hates you," said Mizuki as he threw a Fuma shuriken at Naruto. Naruto, who couldn't move due to pain, simply awaited death, but it never came. He opened his eyes to see Iruka watching him in the face crying. "Naruto, don't listen to him, I don't hate you, you are my student who I care a lot about, you are Naruto Uzumaki of Konoha," said Iruka. Naruto was dead silent. "What a pity, he can't even talk." "Iruka, you are a complete ass, just like the Yondaime." "Stupid," said Mizuki only to meet killing intent from Naruto. "Don't dare talk about Iruka-sensei or my Yondaime like that, or I'll kill you," he said getting up taking glances at the forbidden scroll watching a certain something. "Why? They are idiots," he said with malice and hate on each word. "But your last straw, Tajuwu Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, multi-shadow clone jutsu," he yelled as about 200 clones appeared leaving Iruka and Mizuki speechless. "I will kill you," yelled the clones as they attacked Mizuki beating him to a bloody pulp. When the clones disappeared all was soon was Iruka bleeding, Mizuki beaten into an inch of his life, and an unconscious Naruto. The following day. Konoha Hospital. Naruto woke up to see the Sandaime watching him smiling sadly. "Hey old man," he said with his own small smile. "Naruto, how much do you know?" asked the old Hokage. "Too much." "Naruto, I'm sorry for not telling you, it was to protect you," said the oldest Hokage ever to live. "It's okay, but did they leave anything else for me?" he asked sadly. "You get a jutsu scroll and the rest upon promotion to Jounin or age 18, said the Hokage handing Naruto 2 scrolls. "Do?" "One is the jutsu scroll with all types of jutsu, nin, gen, tai, ken and fuin. The other scroll is money to buy ninja equipment and Iruka left this for you," said the Sandaime handing him a Konoha headband. "Thanks old man, when are team selections?" asked Naruto. 1 month good luck and come to my office the day before the team selections, said the Hokage as he left and Naruto nodded. Naruto quickly got dressed, put his scrolls and headband in his pocket and left for one of the 2 only stores that actually sold him. Hashiyuki Ninja Tools. 10 minutes later. Hashiyuki Ninja Tools. "Hey," said Naruto as he entered the ninja shop. "Hey Naruto, what would you like today?" asked Tenten. The daughter of the owner of the shop. 6 short-sleeved dark blue hooded jacket, 6 dark blue cargo pants, a set of chakra weights, 200 kunai, 200 shuriken, 3 ninja mask, 3 ninja pouches, some normal bandages, medical bandages and explosive tags and the Uzumaki swirl on the back of the jackets. "I will need a katana. I want blade 30 inches in length with a slight curve, 6-inch hilt with orange and blue. Made out of chakra metal, he answered with a smile. 5,000 ryu and the sword will be done tomorrow, said Tenten after getting said items, then adding, it will take 10 minutes to sew on the swirl, said Tenten. Naruto paid and waited. While waiting he made 4 clones, 2 to get food and 2 to clean his apartment and burn all his orange jumpsuits. 10 minutes later he accepted all of his ninja equipment and left with a happy smile. While walking through town he was met with hate-filled glares, nasty remarks and even some were called out loud enough. Over the years he learned to ignore them. But today was different. He glared back, making them cower in fear. 3 hours later. Training Ground 7. After going home and eating, Naruto were currently doing push-ups in Training Ground 7. He was moving on to sit-ups when he heard a perverted giggle. He got up and walked around some tress to see a man with long spiky waist-length white hair with 2 bangs. He was peeping on women. Hey, it's not nice to peep on women, said Naruto as he stood behind him. The man turned around and eyed Naruto. Naruto was looking completely different. His face was squarer because his baby fat was gone. His eyes were silver and his hair had grown out to bangs reaching his nose bridge. That kid looks exactly like Minato. Wait, is that Naruto? The old man asked himself in thought. Watch who you are talking to, Gaki. I'm Jiraiya the Toad Sage. Student of the Sandame and teacher of the Yondame, said Jiraiya, striking a pose with a toad that appeared out of nowhere. Then you don't mind training me, don't you? Asked Naruto, crossing his arms across his chest. Why would I waste my time training you? Asked Jiraiya. Because it is my goal to become Hokage and surpass the 4th, said Naruto with a grin that was sheepish. No. Fine then, if I'm going to surpass the 4th I'm going to have to train myself. Man, my parents probably hated me, they really freaking hate me, he said as he turned around and walked away slowly. You do know that it's not right to speak about your parents that way, said Jiraiya. When your parents seal the Kyuubi in you, I don't see the difference, said Naruto as he walked away only to be stopped by Jiraiya. How did you know? Asked Jiraiya. One of my academy teachers tricked me into stealing the forbidden scroll that had the Sandame's mentioning of it, and that's why my eyes are silver, he said. You can use the white fire? Asked Jiraiya with a raised eyebrow. Yes, so, you training me or not? Asked the blonde Jinchuriki. Do you hate your parents? Asked Jiraiya sadly. No, I don't. They did what they had to do, he answered. Fine, then let's start training. First began Jiraiya, and thus began Naruto's training from the legendary Sannin. Jiraiya. 1 week later. Hokage Tower. Council room. Hiruzen walked into the council room to see everyone needed for the village. He hated most if not all of them for what they do or did to Naruto in the past. Danzo, why was this meeting called? Asked the Hokage as he sat and watched the man who called the council together. Hokage-sama, why is a fresh out of the academy genin getting training from Jiraiya of the Sannin? Asked Danzo and everyone's eyes went wide. Danzo, how do you know this? Last time I check only I know that Jiraiya is training Naruto, said the Hokage and eyes went wider. Hokage-sama, why not let the Sannin train Sasuke Uchiha? Of course the last Uchiha will have more promise as a shinobi, said a pink-haired woman. If you say so, but it is not up to me who a Sannin chooses to train, and remember, just like how Sasuke is the last Uchiha, Naruto is the last Uzumaki, said the old Kage. But what use are the Uzumaki? Asked Hiashi Hyuga. It was no secret that he hated Naruto. The Uzumaki clan was highly skilled in Fuinjutsu, Kinjutsu, Fuitin and Suitin ninjutsu, Taijutsu, and their clan Kekkei Genkai, said Shikaku Nara. That has nothing to do with it, he is a demon, said Hiashi. Hiashi, watch your tongue, do remember that the Uzumaki clan was established in Konoha before the Hyuga clan, said the Hokage, in a strict and stern voice. Yet, they were wiped out, them and their damn entire village, said Hiashi, which only got the Hokage more angry. Hiashi, do remember that the Hyuga are guarded by Konoha, and 2 major villages attacked Izuashikager, said the Hokage, and got nods of agreement from the rest of the clan heads. Hokage-sama, since the only other Uzumaki in Konoha before was Kushina Uzumaki, the previous Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, is she his mother? Asked Koharu Udatain. Yes. Who is the father? Asked Hamura. We do not know, answered the Hokage. Danzo, why are you so quiet? Asked Koharu as she saw her former teammate in thought. Hokage-sama, tell me more about Naruto Uzumaki's Kekkei Genkai. 20 minutes later. Training Ground 44. Jiraiya and Naruto walked up to Training Ground 44 to see the gate was locked. Why is it locked, Hirosenin? Asked Naruto and chuckled when he saw Jiraiya twitch in anger from his new nickname. Stop calling me that. Yelled Jiraiya, glaring daggers at the young Uzumaki. You are a pervert, Dadabeo, yelled Naruto, and Jiraiya's sweat dropped. I am not a pervert, I am a super pervert. He yelled in a pose. Whatever, why is the gate closed? He asked. I don't know, supposed to be open, said Jiraiya as he walked closer only for a barrage of kunai and shuriken to come at him. Who is Tho Jiraiya-sama, what can I do for you, asked a woman in a brown trench coat and orange miniskirt blushing from embarrassment. I would like for you to train Naruto here for me for the week while I'm away, his kunai and shuriken throwing is as good as a blind monkey, said Jiraiya. She watched Naruto and shrugged, sure thing if you buy me dango, she said, and Jiraiya nodded. Naruto, don't forget to practice the third step to the jutsu and the other two I taught you, Anko, train him in kinjutsu and elemental jutsu any way you can, said Jiraiya as he puffed away. Alright Gaki, let's start training now. Chapter 02. Naruto was in his living room eating ramen and watching television. His training with Anko had begun 8 hours ago, and he was relaxing now. To put it nicely, no, let's go with bluntly, she was a slave driver. Anko made him do 500 push-ups and sit-ups, 50 laps, and made him dodge barrage of kunai and shuriken without warning, sent snakes after him without a heads up, and sent him in the forest of death without any knowledge of what was inside, making him run from giant tigers and centipedes. That woman is damn slave driver, he mumbled under his breath only for a kunai to fly past his face. What was that? Asked Anko coming through the window, and Naruto caught a glimpse of what seemed to be black silk, making him blush. And nothing. Oh really, so why are you blushing? She asked, swinging her hips, coming to him, making him blush more. He said and fainted when Anko did the unexpected. She sat on his lap. After 10 minutes Naruto woke up with the same blush on his face. Sorry Gaki, it's just so easy to tease you, said Anko sitting across from him eating dango. Whatever, why did you come? He asked, fixing himself on the chair. Tomorrow you are going to start wearing weights, she said. I already wear weights, he said. Really, well you are going to wear weights at 150 pounds, she said, sipping tea. What? Are you mad? He asked in disbelief. No I am not, she said and disappeared in swirl of wind and leaves. I got to get her to teach me the shunshin, he said with a smirk and then set his chakra weights to 100 pounds and then the weight broke his chair. Shit. 3 weeks later. Naruto's apartment. Naruto woke up full of energy. His weights were set at 175 pounds and he had grown accustomed to it. He had learned a taijutsu move from his jutsu scroll that was awesome yet dangerous. A couple ninjutsu for his element affinities which were Fuiten, Suiton and Doton, which got Jiraiya worried. Naruto was wearing a mesh shirt under his dark blue short-sleeved jacket. Bandages were wrapped around both forearms, dark blue cargo pants with bandages around his legs, black ninja sandals, katana strapped on his back. He had 3 pouches. One on his leg and the others on his belt. He also had a mask over his nose and mouth. The one on his leg had kunai and shuriken, one on his belt had his Fuinjutsu scroll and brush along with 3 small scrolls with clothes, money and his jutsu scroll. The last one had medical bandages, fighting bandages and smoke and flash bombs. He also developed the art of senbon throwing, but in a completely different manner. Alright, let's go, he said to himself looking at his appearance in the mirror. His facial features made him look exactly like the yondaime with his baby fat gone and bangs. Naruto ate some ramen and left. 20 minutes later. Academy. Naruto was walking to his classroom in the academy and was receiving glares from some teachers and shocked stares when they saw his hit I-8. They were sure he had failed. Naruto sighed and entered his classroom. All of his classmates turned to him and raised an eyebrow. He smiled under his mask and went to sit, but not in his usual seat. Hey, are you Naruto Baka's replacement since he failed the exam? Asked a pink-haired Banza Kunoichi. Naruto sighed at why they didn't recognize him. About a week ago Naruto woke up to meet his hair fully red and whiskers gone. When he asked a Sandaime or Jiraiya they simply said the same thing. It was because of the seal. No. Who are you? Asked a blonde Kunoichi with a ponytail and wearing purple clothing. Who I am does not concern you, he answered while forming a chakra senbon in his mouth. You guys are really troublesome, you have to be really idiotic, said a certain pineapple hairstyle genin. Shut up you lazy baka, ordered Ino. I have to agree with Shikamaru, said Naruto. How do you know Shikamaru? Asked Choji stopping from eating his chips. I know something about everyone, Shikamaru. Lazy and likes to play shogi, he is from the Nara clan, Choji of the Akamichi clan, fat is a taboo word for him, and he spends his time with his best friend Shikamaru. Ino of the Yamanaka, loud mouth, likes to gossip and one of Sasuke's biggest fangirls, anything else? He asked seeing the enraged face on Ino. What about me? Asked Sakura. Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha's biggest fangirl, Naruto Uzumaki, had a crush on you and every time he asked for a date you physically rejected him. Sasuke Uchiha, entire clan slaughtered by the hands of his older brother Itachi Uchiha, said Naruto. How do you know that Naruto had a crush on me? Asked Sakura. I interact with Naruto daily, he answered speaking about himself in the third person. What about Kiba, Shino and Hinata? Asked Ino. Kiba Inuzuka. Mother is the head of the clan and his sister is Hana Inuzuka, his partner is Akamaru, Shino Aburam. He is a genius in logic amongst his clan and his main form of weapon are Kakashi bugs and Hinata Hyuga. Heiress to the Hyuga clan and known as Byakugan Haim, anything else? He asked while using his mouth to fire a senbon in the wall. What do you know of Uzumaki? Asked Sasuke speaking up for the first time. That depends, do you want to see how much I know or is Uzumaki becoming a threat to you? Asked Naruto. You know what? Don't bother, said Sasuke folding back his arms. Naruto Uzumaki. Born October 10th, genin of Konohagakure no Sado. Heir to the Uzumaki clan. Orphan, never knew his parents, and refers to the Sandaime Hokage as old man, he said. Wow, you know a lot, said Choji. I am sure by now, Shikamaru, Kiba and Shino has found out something rather interesting about me, he said, and Shino and Shikamaru nodded, but Kiba looked perplexed. What? Asked Kiba. Kiba, smell me, ordered Naruto. Kiba sniffed Naruto and went wide-eyed, Naruto, and everyone gasped. The one and only, he said with a foxy-like grin. You can't be Naruto, he failed the exams and is blonde with blue eyes, well you're a redhead with a silver eyes, said Sakura. A seal was placed on me on the day of my birth to change my appearance, he answered. Why? Asked Kiba. I don't know, maybe one day I'll meet my parents to ask them, said Naruto with sarcasm. Attention, congratulations to all of you who passed the exams, I wish you good luck on your mission, now I will call out the team seeing as I did the speech a month ago, said Iruka after walking into the class. Excuse Iruka-sensei, how did Naruto Baka pass the test, he failed the Bunshin no Jutsu, clone technique, said Sakura. Naruto stopped Mizuki from stealing the forbidden scroll in the Hokage mansion, said Iruka, and gave Naruto a tiny nod. I'm sure Sasuke-kun could have done that, yelled Sakura and Sasuke did the usual, HN. Actually he couldn't. Naruto defeated Mizuki by doing a B-rank Jounin level Kenjutsu, forbidden technique, said Iruka, and everyone were wide-eyed. Iruka-sensei, if you will, I would like to know what team I will be on and who my Jounin-sensei is, said Naruto. Oh right Team 1, said Iruka as he begun calling team after team and Naruto's name wasn't called until Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha, sensei. Kakashi Haddock, Sakura yelled in victory while all the other fangirls groaned, Team 8, Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga and Shino Aburam, sensei is Kurana Yuhi, and since Team 9 is still active Team 10 is Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka and Choji Akimichi, said Kiba and Ino groaned. Your senseis will arrive after lunch, said Iruka as he dismissed them. 5 minutes later. Lunch yard. The rookie 9 all sat at a table conversating with each other and surprisingly enough Naruto was the topic at hand. So Naruto, where did your whiskers go? Asked Shikamaru as he played shogi with Naruto. Before Naruto could answer Sakura insulted him again. Shikamaru, why do you even bother to play with Naruto, he's an idiot, she said because Shikamaru wasn't playing with her Sasuke-kun. Believe it or not I'm a genius, the seals that were on me body withstood my mental and physical growth because it was taken off too late, that's why I am taller, and my IQ is around 175 just underneath Shikamaru's at 210, he said, and everyone jaws dropped. Including Sasuke. That's a lie, you are and will always be an idiot, said Sakura. And you is and always will be a wannabe shinobi who only follows in other footsteps, chasing after a guy who isn't even interested in you. Said Naruto with malice and had in his voice. What did you say to me? She yelled going to hit him on the head, but he formed a chakra senbon and he shot it in her neck, making her fall unconscious on the ground. Damn it, I lost, said Naruto. Naruto, you should wake up Sakura, she is your teammate after all, said Shikamaru. I really don't care, I'm a little excited Sasuke's on my team because we could push each other to become better shinobi, but Sakura is like dead weight, she only studies how she looks for Sasuke and he isn't interested, said Naruto as he tapped the part where the senbon struck and she woke up and he left in a swirl of leaves and wind. Was that the Shunshin no Jutsu, body flicker technique? Asked Kiba and Shino nodded. What happened? Asked Sakura as she got up. 10 minutes later. Hokage Tower. The Hokage watched everything that transpired at the academy and sighed. He then remembered the conversation he had with Naruto yesterday. Flashback no Jutsu. Yesterday. Naruto walking into the Hokage's office to see the Hokage reading a little orange book. Naruto immediately knew what it was because Jiraiya made him read it and he didn't find it all that. Hey Aji-san, Naruto said breaking the old cage out of his trance. Ah yes, Naruto good to see you, said the old Hokage. A month ago you told me to come the day before teams were picked, he said sitting on the couch. Yes, I wanted to talk about announcing your name publicly, said the old Hokage and Naruto went into deep thought. When? Up to you, answered Sarutobi. The Chunin exams are coming up in a month, maybe when I reach the final stage, the tournament you could announce me as Naruto Namikaze, he suggested. You do know that when I do this you will get a lot of enemies, and I will have to give you the stuff when you are 15 instead, like your father's Jutsu scroll, money and the mansion, said Hiruzen. Yes I do. Very well, you may leave, he said, and Naruto disappeared in a puff of smoke. Page Bunshin. Oh well, at least he's not letting the power get to him, said Hiruzen as he took back out his perverted book. Moments later perverted giggles were heard throughout the Hokage's office. Flashback no Jutsu. Kai. Minato, Kushina, look at the man your son has become, I wonder what Jiraiya is up to, hopefully doing dome research for his next book, thought Hiruzen with a perverted giggle. Meanwhile, one of Konoha's hot springs. Achuo sneezed a super pervert by the name of Jiraiya and then women screaming because of his perverted nature were heard moments later. Meanwhile, a bar in Konoha. Kakashi, why did you pick Naruto? Asked his friend Asuma. Reasons I cannot express openly without the Hokage's permission, he answered reading his favorite orange book. Chapter 03. Naruto and the rest of Team 7 had been waiting for Kakashi for about an hour. Sakura had been pestering Sasuke for date, but he just rejected after and after again. Naruto on the other hand was remembering his pranks he pulled while in the academy. Flashback no Jutsu. 1 year ago. Iruka was explaining the history of Konoha's Hokages and was currently on the Sandaime. Therefore that was why the Sandaime is known as the professor, explained Iruka, only to see Naruto asleep in his class. Naruto wake up. He yelled and Naruto shot up from his seat. What? He asked and everyone's sweat dropped. Sasuke, come up here and read out these notes, said Iruka and watched as Sasuke grumbled but complied. Sasuke read over the notes and watched Iruka, are you sure you want me to read this? He asked and Iruka nodded. She screamed in pure ecstasy when I put my wet hot mouth over her breast and began to suck, then I took 2 fingers and inserted it in her. Stop, what are you reading? Yelled Iruka with blood coming out of his nose. All the boys of the class laughed their asses off while all the girls, excluding Hinata, watched him with pure lust in their eyes. Who switched my notes about the Sandaime with a copy of Icha Icha Paradise? Asked Iruka eyeing the class eyes resting on Naruto. Naruto inwardly smirked, Sasuke team, I didn't realize you wanted that much attention that you read something like that in class, he said as he remembered reading the book from seeing the Sandaime with it. Shut up Dobe, I know it was you, said Sasuke glaring at the young Uzumaki. I know everyone has a perverted part, but even I'm not that perverted, but it looks like you are, said Naruto, and the boys burst into laughter while the girls, excluding Hinata once again, glared at the young Jinchuriki. Sasuke to your seat, Naruto did you switch these books before class? Asked Iruka. No, he said, I switched during classes, he thought differently. Anyway, back to classes. Flashback no Jutsu. Kai. Naruto laughed out loud as he remembered the memory. Sakura and Sasuke shot him curious glances. What's so funny Naruto baka? Asked Sakura. Nothing that hahaha concerns hahaha you, he said while rolling on the ground holding his sides and laughing like a maniac. Dobe, what is so funny? Asked Sasuke watching the Uzumaki. I just hahaha remembered a hahaha prank, he said finally standing up and calming down. Which one? Asked an annoyed Sakura. Really want to know? He asked and she nodded and Sasuke chened. It involved Sasuke's hot wet mouth and 2 fingers, he said smirking and Sakura blushed and Sasuke glared. I knew it was you, said Sasuke. That's it, we've been waiting for 2 hours, where is this guy, said Naruto as he whipped out his sealing brush and scroll and thought, for old time's sake. He wrote down the kanji for waterfall and stuck it onto the top of the doorframe. Dope, our sensei is a jounin, he will notice, began Sasuke but was cut off when a man with silver hair and a mask over his mouth and nose like Naruto or vice versa. Whichever fits your bill. Yuinjutsu. Taki. Kai, sealing technique. Waterfall. Release, said Naruto and gallons of water fell on Kakashi. Naruto burst into laughter while Sakura got angry at Naruto and Sasuke was wide-eyed. Team 7, my first impression of you I hate you, roof now, he said as he disappeared in a shunshin. I think I overdid it, said Naruto as he recovered from his sweat drop from what Kakashi said. You think? Yelled Sakura going to hit him, but Sasuke intervened verbally. Naruto, Sakura, let's go to the roof and Naruto, what was that jutsu you used? Asked Sasuke. It was Fuinjutsu. The art of sealing, he said as they walked out the door and ran into teams 8 and 10. What's up guys? Asked Naruto. We felt a lot of chakra coming from here, answered Asuma Sarutobi. The son of the Sandaime and Team 10's jounin instructor. I pulled a prank on Kakashi, said Naruto with a smirk and a sheepish gesture by putting his hand behind his head. And you failed, you could never pull a prank on your jounin sensei, said Kiba with a smirk of his own. Naruto was going to answer, but Kakashi appeared drenched in water. "What's taking so long?" asked Kakashi. "Says the man who was 2 hours late and got pranked by a genin," said Naruto. "I was occupied," he answered after thought. "Yes sensei, yes you were. Occupied reading a perverted smut book written by the world's biggest super pervert," said Naruto. "Kakashi, he really pranked you?" "You?" asked Kurenai. "Yes, he did," said Kakashi as he turned around with a grunt. "Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, let's go, I have to hurry this up and go home to change." "Thank you Naruto," said Kakashi, his voice dripping with venom and sarcasm. Sakura and Sasuke walked after Kakashi, leaving Naruto with teams 8 and 10. "They aren't YUGG going NN Naruto-kun?" asked Hinata. "Yeah," he said as he shunshed it away. "Alright, let's go," said Asuma as he spoke to the Ino Shikacho formation, and Kurenai and her team went the other way. 5 minutes later. Roof of the academy. Naruto arrived at the roof to see only Kakashi, who was reading his favorite perverted book. He sat next to him on the railing. "Hey Kakashi-sense, I can't believe that you read that perverted nonsense," said Naruto as he eyed his teacher. "You say something Naruto. By the way, I like your mask, it looks great, you my young student have fashion style," complimented Kakashi raising up from his book. "Never mind, thanks for the compliment Snaiway," said Naruto as Sasuke and Sakura walked onto the roof. Sasuke shot Naruto a glare and Sakura looked at him with a "you so stupid" look. "Why I like that girl I will never know," he thought with a sigh. He moved from Kakashi to sit on the step next to them. "Alright, let's start off with introductions," said Kakashi, finally putting away his book. "Can you give us an example sensei?" asked Sakura with a raised hand and confused face. "Alright, I am Kakashi Haddock, I don't feel like telling you my likes, nor my dislikes, my dream never thought about and my hobbies I have lots of them," said Kakashi and Team 7 deadpanned. "So, all we found out is your name, do you want me to enlighten my teammates about your hobbies and whatnot?" asked Naruto with sarcasm. "How would you know those things?" asked Kakashi with a raised eyebrow. "I have dirt on pretty much everyone," said Naruto, and Kakashi began to sweat a little. "Let's go, Whiskers," said Kakashi and smirked as Naruto got a tick mark on his forehead. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, I have many likes, some being training, eating ramen from the Ichiraku ramen store, and sitting on top of the Yondaime Hokage's head to think. My dislike are few, I hate the 3 minutes it takes to cook ramen, arrogant jerk who think they're better than everyone glares at Sasuke, those perverted Icha books glares at Kakashi. As for my dreams, to become Hokage and surpass my role model and hero the Yondaime Hokage of Konohagakure. Minato Namikaze and my hobbies include training, ramen, learning new jutsus, and oh did I say ramen," said Naruto happily. "Just like Kushina-sensei and looks like Minato-sensei," thought the one-eyed ninja, then asked, "A very admirable dream, why do you want to surpass the 4th and not any other Hokage?" "Because, the Yondaime defended the village from the Kyuubi no Yako, the strongest Bijuu in the world, I want be like him and protect the village with my life," said Naruto with a small sad smile, as he looked at the Yondaime head thinking, "Tusan, Kasan, watch me become Hokage." "Very well Naruto, and I have no doubt that you will be Hokage, next, Pinky," said Kakashi and once again smirked at an angry student. "My name is Sakura Haruno, my likes well the person I like looks at Sasuke, my dream is to marry a certain someone looks at Sasuke, and my hobbies looks at Sasuke and blushed," she said and fell into a fangirl state. "And what do you hate?" asked Kakashi and was sorry he asked. "Naruto. Anyway, brooding boy, you're up," said Kakashi, but to his displeasure, Sasuke didn't seem fazed by the comment, while Naruto snickered only to be glared at by Sakura. "My name? Sasuke Uchiha, I don't like many things and I hate many, my dream it is more of an ambition, to kill a certain man, and my hobby is training to kill the said man," said Sasuke. "Well, isn't my team a cherry in the tree? I have a blonde who wants to surpass the Yondaime, a pink-haired fangirl and an Avenger, meet me at training ground 7 tomorrow morning at 7, oh and don't eat breakfast, you'll throw up if you do," said Kakashi before disappearing in a shunshin. "Why don't we all have lunch together? Team bonding, I'll pay," suggested Naruto and waited for an answer. "Like I would go with you," said Sakura crossing her arms across her chest. "I could eat," said Sasuke standing up and walking over to Naruto, and they left with a shrug. "Sasuke-kun, Naruto baka, wait for me." 10 minutes later. Village streets. Team 7 was walking through the village, and Sasuke and Sakura were noticing the looks they sent to Naruto, who just shrugged it off. Sasuke decided he didn't care, and Sakura only cared about herself and Sasuke. Team 7 were walking when they noticed Teams 8, 9 and 10 eating. "Hey guys," said a cherry Naruto after noticed his friends were sitting in restaurant that was new in town and didn't know about his tenant. "Hey Naruto, we were just talking about you and this is Neji Hyuga, Tenten and Rock Lee, Team 9, we met them because Hinata and Neji are cousins," said Kiba. "Oh, well Sasuke, Sakura and I were going to get something to eat, mind if we join?" asked Naruto. Of course, Sasuke-kun and his friends are always welcome to eat with us, answered Ino quickly before anyone else. 10 minutes later all 4 genin teams were sitting down eating their lunches. So Kiba, what were you guys talking about me for? Asked Naruto finishing his 3 bowls of ramen that was good but not as great as Ichiraku. That fact that you pranked your Jounin sensei, said Chaoji with an impressed grin. It wasn't that hard, especially since Kakashi sensei is always nose deep in those horrible perverted books, said Naruto, and only to get hit in the head with a stone. Don't talk about my works of art like that, the Icha Icha series is a very popular series among both men and women, said a voice as he came up behind him. All of Naruto's friend bowed while Naruto glared at the old hermit. They are stupid Iro Sennin. Yelled Naruto and got shocked looks from his peers. Naruto Baka, talk to him with more respect, he is a legendary Sannin, yelled Sakura as her and her friend stood up. So Gaki, I heard you pranked your Jounin sensei with Fuinjutsu, who is he by the way? Asked Jiraiya. Kakashi Haddock. You pranked Kakashi Haddock, the student of the Yondaime? Asked Jiraiya in disbelief. Yes, now why were you following me? Asked Naruto. I just wanted to see if you had any girlfriend, so who is she, the Hyuga, the one with the buns, the Yamanaka or the Haruno? Asked Jiraiya taking out his notepad and Hinata and Tenten blushed while Ino and Sakura looked angry. I don't have a girlfriend, and even if I did, I am not going to let you put us in one of your porno books, you perverted idiot. Hey everyone, this is Jiraiya of the Sannin, and he peeps on women in bathhouses to do research for his books that he writes, Icha Icha Paradise, yelled Naruto on all the adult females glared at Jiraiya B for going into hot pursuit. Naruto sat back down and everyone watched him questionably, what? He asked. How do you know a legendary Sannin? Asked Sasuke. I caught him one day peeping on women and made him stop, said Naruto with a shrug not wanting them to know about his secret training. Naruto, how's the sword? Does it need sharpening or anything? Asked Tenten. No, but anyway, I am going home to sleep, Kakashi told us to meet him tomorrow, and I need my sleep, said Naruto as he shunshed it away. Naruto is really cool don't you think? Asked Chaoji. He is, but then again he's troublesome, he put up the best fight I ever had in Shogi, and he's my age, but then again he is a genius like I am, said Shikamaru. He is, but wasn't he the dead last at the academy? Asked Neji finally speaking up. Naruto, for some reason only tries to get noticed, maybe because of him having no parents, plus the seal that was placed on him for him to act like a retard, answered Shikamaru. What's the difference? I don't have any parents either, and I never acted out like him, pointed Sasuke. Yes that's true, but your parents died, Naruto never had his, anyway, my mother is going to act troublesome if I'm late for dinner, said Shikamaru as he walked away, and after another 10 minutes in harsh no, I won't go on a date with you Sasuke was all by himself deep in thought. He's just like me. Chapter 04. Naruto was currently sitting on his bed in a meditative pose. He was supposed to meet with Kakashi and his team in an hour and decided to eat. I feel eating has nothing to do with that test, it's a trick, eating wouldn't hurt, he thought as he went to get some ramen. 15 minutes later after a shower, brushing his teeth and eating breakfast, Naruto was walking out of his apartment heading to training ground 7. While walking through he received the same stares he got every day. He always used to put on a fake smile, deep down, he knew that it was hurting him to receive those stares. Even if it was for something his father did to him and he had no say in it. I wonder how they'll react when they find out why the Yondaime sealed it in me, he thought with his usual fake smile, and then he noticed something strange. Something he never received from anyone. Curious stares. Must be the mask, it's a good thing I eat fast, I didn't want the others to see my face, since the change thing with my hair and stuff, thought Naruto as he remembered what happened the first day his face changed. Flashback no jutsu. 11 days ago. Naruto entered the Hokage tower and immediately all the women on the floor turned to him and looked to have hearts in their eyes. Weird, he thought as the women fainted and the men looked at him with envy and hatred. He continued walking until he entered the Hokage's office to see Anko, Jiraiya and Sarutobi. Hey Georgia, she stopped mid-sentence as she saw his face and immediately blushed at his face structure. Why is every woman or girl I see watch me and faint or blush? Asked Naruto as Anko fainted. It's because of your face Gaki, you can pick up any woman with that, looks like the seal changed your facial structure, you look like your dad with red hair and whisker mark, I am completely jealous, by the time we announce your name and you take of the mask, maybe every woman or girl in the village will be on you, said Jiraiya with jealousy written all over his face. Can I get a mirror? Asked Naruto wanting to see for himself. Sarutobi gave him the mirror and he watched himself and sighed. He looked exactly like his father. Jiraiya was right, with blonde hair and no whisker mark he would look like his father, maybe could even trick people into thinking he's the Yondaime. I suggest you wear a mask over your mouth and nose, suggested Hiruzen and Jiraiya nodded, saying something about when the time is right. Flashback no Jutsu. Kai. He arrived at training ground 7 at 7 after his flashback. He noticed Sasuke was brooding as always and Sakura was trying to get a date once again as always. "Hey guys," he said as he arrived next to them. Sakura watched him and Sasuke nodded. "Dope, do you know who your parents were?" asked Sasuke, earning a little sweat and a raised eyebrow from Naruto. "Yes I do," he answered honestly. "Don't you want to kill the person who killed them?" asked Sasuke. "Team, if I wanted to kill the person who killed them I would have to kill myself," he sadly as he took out a Fuinjutsu book and began to read. Sasuke only looked confused but decided to leave it at that for now. Meanwhile, Hyuga compound. Hinata Hyuga was currently packing her bag with her essentials and ninja equipment to meet her sensei and new team. Of course she was sad that she wasn't on the same team with Naruto, but her team wasn't bad if it wasn't for Kiba only asking her on dates and Shino's quietness. Knock knock. Hinata-sama called Niji through the door. "Hiashi-sama has summoned you," he said in his "I am better than you" voice. "Hi Niji Nai-san," she called back a little frightened. Every time her father called her it was to berate her and call her a failure and a disappointment. She strapped on her equipment and backpack and left for her father's office. She entered and was shocked at who she saw. There in the room was an angry Kurenai along with her father and grandfather. "Hello, Tu-san, Aji-san, Kurenai-sensei," she said as she sat on the mat placed for her. "Hinata, the Hyuga Council and I have come to an agreement. You are not worthy of carrying the Hyuga name, and along with having a crush on that demon brat Uzumaki, you are being removed of the Hyuga clan and being placed with the cage bird seal, do you understand?" he asked his former daughter. At this point Hinata was crying. Both tears of anger and sadness. Anger for the way Hiashi spoke about Naruto and sadness of her disownment. "Hi Tu-san," she said timidly. "I am no longer your father, Kurenai-sen has agreed for you to move in with her and has adopted you, consider yourself lucky anyone would want to associate with a failure like yourself," he placed the seal on her forehead. 2 hours later. Training ground 7. "Yo. You're late," yelled Sakura as Kakashi suddenly appeared in a shunshin. "I am sorry, a black path crossed my path and I had to pass around," said Kakashi. "Liar. It took 2 hours to get away from a mangy cat," she yelled again. "Anyway, Kakashi-sensei, what's the test?" asked Naruto and both Sasuke and Sakura watched him like if he was crazy. "What are you talking about Naruto baka?" asked Sakura. "Naruto is right, all genins have to take an exam to see if you become genin. The exam at the academy was to see if you qualify to be genin, and my tests are very hard, never passed a team in my life," said Kakashi, and all the genins got a little frightened. "I have to pass an order to kill Itachi. If I fail no pig will never let me live this down. I need to buy more ramen." "What's the test Kakashi?" asked Sasuke refusing to call Kakashi his sensei. "You have to get these bells from me by noon, if you don't have a bell you fail," said Kakashi. "But sensei, there are only 2 bells," pointed out Sakura. "Very observant Sakura, that means one of you will fail," said Kakashi. "I can't fail, Itachi must die. I can't be separated from Sasuke-kun. The 2-man genin squad, that's not likely, so the real point of this test must be." Naruto was interrupted from his thoughts when. "Hajime," yelled Kakashi. Sasuke and Sakura immediately leapt in the bushes, leaving Naruto facing Kakashi. "Why didn't you go too, Naruto?" asked Kakashi. "I am not an idiot, I already figured out the real point of the test," said Naruto as he unsheathed his sword and stuck it into the ground. "Have you now? Can you at least let me have some fun?" asked Kakashi. "Sure, why not," said Naruto as he slid into a stance only known by Kakashi whose eyes were wide. "But that stance. What's the dope think he's doing fighting a jounin, and what's that stance," thought Sasuke seeing the entire ordeal. "Idiot, who does he think he is calling me and Sasuke-kun idiots, he's the real idiot," thought a pink cat in the bushes. "Ninja tactic number 1. Taijutsu," said Kakashi as Naruto charged him. Naruto swung a right uppercut at Kakashi who dodged it with a lean, and then Kakashi swung a right leg sweep, only to be stopped by a piece of earth coming from underground. "Earth manipulation," thought Kakashi as he dodged a right hook. Naruto moved in for a leg sweep, but Kakashi jumped and swung his right foot downward for an axe kick, only for Naruto to use his 2 arms in an X position to cushion the blow. Both back flipped away from each other and landed 10 feet away panting lyly. "He's no pushover, and where did he learn that stance?" thought Kakashi as he put away his book he had been reading all the time. "Finally taking me seriously?" asked Naruto with a smirk as he slid into another taijutsu stance only Kakashi recognized. Speaking of Kakashi, he once again had wide eyes. "That's another stance," thought Kakashi as he slid into his own stance. Kakashi ran at Naruto and cocked his fist back looking to get in a punch, and when he saw that Naruto wasn't moving he punched him and he disappeared in a puff of smoke. Page Bunshin. thought Kakashi as he was kicked square in the back and was sent skidding across the ground and crashed into a tree, revealing a log. Orami, thought Naruto as Kakashi burst through the ground with a right uppercut, landing it squarely on Naruto's jaw, sending him flying towards the lake. When he landed he stood up to feel a kunai pressed against his throat from Kakashi behind. "Never let your guard down," said Kakashi. Naruto smirked. "I would say the same for you Kakashi-sensei," said another Naruto from behind with his sword against Kakashi's spine. "Very good Naruto," said Kakashi as he puffed away in smoke and Naruto cursed under his breath and dashed in the bush hiding from his sensei. Meanwhile, with Sakura. Sakura had been watching her teammate and sensei fight and was amazed at their skill level, not that she would admit it, because apparently and I quote, the strongest person on the planet. She watched as Kakashi disappeared and Naruto dashed away. "Hey Sakura," said an all too familiar voice from behind her. She turned and saw Kakashi ready his book and immediately charged at him kunai in hand. Ninja tactic number 2. Jinjutsu. Kakashi then sighed and then did a hand sign. Sakura immediately fell to the ground screaming. A simple Jinjutsu, she should have been able to break out of it, though Kakashi as he disappeared in a shunshin. Meanwhile, with Sasuke. Was that Sakura? He asked himself as he stopped in his tracks and turned to the direction of the scream. "Yes, it was Sasuke, now let me see you try to get a bell," said Kakashi. "I am not like the other two weakling," said Kakashi as he ran through hand seals. Naruto was quite the opponent. Sakura on the other hand anyway, ninja tactic number 3. Ninjutsu, said Kakashi as Sasuke finished in the tiger seal. Pain. Gakukyū no Jutsu, fire style. Great fireball jutsu, and a giant fireball came out of Sasuke's mouth heading towards Kakashi who didn't move. He simply stood awaiting the fireball, but before it could reach Sasuke ran full speed at Kakashi and reached for a bell. Unfortunately for Sasuke, Kakashi saw this and dodged letting Sasuke touch the bell, but not get it. "Damn it," he muttered as he was suddenly tackled into the bush. 5 minutes later. Team 7. "Oh, why did you tackle me? I almost had a bell," said Sasuke in frustration as Naruto, Sakura and himself finally stopped at a clearing. "Exactly, you almost had it, I am sure you saw how many opportunities I had to get a bell, but I didn't because that's not the point of the test," said Naruto in his own frustration. "What do you mean Naruto baka? Kakashi-sensei said that was the point of the test," said Sakura. "He was lying, the point of the test is teamwork, so in order to pass we have to work together," said Naruto glaring at the pinket. "Why would I work with you, now I'm going to get a bell," said Sasuke walking off. "For an Uchiha genius, you're really stupid, have you ever heard of a two-man genin squad?" asked Naruto making Sasuke stop in his track. "Naruto baka, don't disrespect Sasuke-kun," said Sakura glaring at the young Uzumaki. "Why don't you respect me?" asked Naruto. "Because you're an idiot and a useless ninja," said Sakura. "Alright then leave me alone, ask to go on another team pink bitch," he mumbled the last part. Sakura glared hardened and Sasuke raised an eyebrow. "Oh, what's the plan?" asked Sasuke sitting down next to the Uchiha. Naruto started explaining his plan to Sasuke when Sasuke noticed something. "Sakura, you might want to listen to, we have to pass this test in order to become a genin," said Sasuke and Sakura grumbled, but sat not the less. "Fine, what do we have to do?" she asked and was shocked at the answer. "How about you all pass congratulation," said Kakashi appearing out of nowhere. "We do? We didn't get a bell," said Sakura. "Getting a bell wasn't the point, it was teamwork, now go and get something to eat and try to get along, we meet at the mission's office tomorrow morning," said Kakashi before disappearing. "I'm heading to the Chiraku's, anyone coming?" he asked his teammates. Sakura refused that was until Sasuke agreed, much to the annoyance of Naruto. That day Team 7, led by Kakashi Haddock was formed. Chapter 05. Kakashi Haddock stood in front of the memorial stone in Konohagakure no Sato watching the names of his fallen comrades. His eye moved from one name to another and then stopped on the name of his dead sensei. Minato Namikaze. "Was he a good sensei?" asked a voice behind Kakashi. "The best," answered Kakashi. "So, tell me about your life as part of Team Minato," said the voice. "It was great, Minato-sensei always used to be fun, never was a slave driver, Obito and Rin were always looking after the team, even though Obito and I never used to get along in the beginning, but in the end, he was my best friend, even gave me a feared bloodline," said Kakashi as he turned to the source of the voice. "You have to learn to let go of the past Kakashi," said the person he was speaking to. Kakashi chuckled. "I'll try." "How did the test go?" asked the man. "Great, we finished a couple hours ago, they have great potential, Naruto figured out my plan before the test started, Sakura just rushed in and got caught in a simple Jinjutsu, and Sasuke wants to work by himself, it's just like Team Minato all over again," he said with a chuckle. "Just remember that Naruto is more than meets the eye," he said as he disappeared in a shunshin. He's right, I have to let go of the past, thank you, Jiraiya-sama. An hour later. Yuhi household. Hinata and Kurenai sat drinking tea in the dining room. "Hinata, you okay?" she asked after seeing Hinata's glum face. "Hi sensei," she answered. "Hinata, when we're in private you can call me Ni-chan, but on mission I am sensei, okay? Now, what is you so upset?" she asked her younger sister. "I'm a failure," she said completely depressed. "No you're not, all you have to do is train harder, then you can shock your Fahiashi and impress Naruto," she said with a wiggle of her eyebrows. "WW what?" asked a now crimson-red Hinata. "Come on, almost everyone except Naruto himself probably knows," she said, and Hinata blushed darker. It doesn't matter, Naruto-kun loves Sakura-san," said Hinata with a downcasted look. "He will get over that crush, he will realize she doesn't really care about him and only that arrogant Uchiha eventually," said Kurenai sadly. "I can't even talk to him, I always stutter or blush or faint," said Hinata and Kurenai smiled. She didn't stutter. "You will get over this shy stage, maybe change your clothes a little, show him the real you," the confident Hinata said Kurenai confidently. "I don't think there is such a thing as a confident Hinata, there will always be the shy, disappointment known as Hinata Hayu," she trailed off remembering her disownment. "Yuhi Hinata Yuhi, I adopted you as my little sister," said Kurenai and finally saw a smile form on the former Hyuga heiress's lips. "Thank you, Kurenai Ni-chan," she said. "Maybe you can ask Naruto to train with you sometime, show him what you're made of," said Kurenai. "I will," she said confidently. "Oh and congratulations," said Kurenai and received a raised eyebrow from Hinata. "You talked to me without stuttering most of the conversation," she finished, and Hinata blushed from the praised. Meanwhile. Deep underground Konoha. A man in a throne-like chair sat facing 3 of his agents he sent to spy on all the graduating genin. "Who passed?" he asked. "I was sent to spy on Team 7 which consisted of Kakashi Haddock as the sensei and students, Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno," said one of the agents. "I was sent to spy on Team 8, Kurenai Yuhi was the sensei, and the students were Kiba Inuzuka, Shino Aburam and Hinata Yuhi," said the second agent. "Yuhi you say?" asked the man in the throne-like chair. "Hi, apparently she was disowned by her father, a former father, Hiashi Hyuga," answered the agent. "Next." "Hi, Team 10, the new Inoshikacho formation led by Asuma Sarutobi," said the last agent. "Very well, dismissed." "Hi, Lord Danzo." 20 minutes later. Hokage Tower. Sarutobi walked into the tower to see everyone waiting on him. He was a busy old man, so it was expected he would be late. But that wasn't the reason he was late. He was finalizing some documents if you will concerning a certain blonde. "This better be important," he thought as he sat in his chair. "Who gathered the council?" asked Sarutobi. "I did," said Dano directly across from Sarutobi. "Why?" asked Sarutobi. Danzo cleared his throat. "It has come to my attention that the Hiashi-sama's eldest daughter has been disowned from her clan, may I have an explanation as to why?" he asked and everyone's eyes were wide, Hiashi and Sarutobi for a different reason. "And how do you know this information, Danzo?" asked Hiashi. "I will answer your question when you answer mine," he replied stoically. "Hinata was disowned for her lack of skill necessary for to be a Hyuga," said Hiashi, and everyone watched him in shock. "She's your daughter, I would never do that to my princess," said a blonde with a ponytail wearing purple. "The Hyuga are different," said Hiashi. "I wonder what Hitomi would say," said the only female clan head. Hiashi glared. "Danzo, how do you know this information?" he asked. "I watched the team selection and saw her name was changed so I assumed the worst," he said as he left with his crippled self. Dismissed. Everyone responded to the Hokage's order and left all the while glaring at Hiashi. 7 hours later. Naruto's apartment. Pain. Blood. Destruction. Fire. That was all Naruto saw as he walked through the streets of Konoha. He woke up to the sound of fire and was walking through village to see everyone dead, the Hokage, Jiraiya, Kakashi, the Rookie 9, Team Guy, Asuma, Kurenai, Guy, AM, Tucci and Iruka. Death. Black. Agony. Tales what tales? Human, I will kill everyone, your friends, that stupid Hokage and your teachers, ha 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 ha, yelled a voice behind him. Naruto turned to see a giant fox with 9 tails. The Kyuubi. Its giant tails swinging and destroying building after building. "Hey Kyuubi?" he asked in shock. "Yes, I am back and will kill everyone precious to you," roared the giant fox. "Then Naruto," whispered a feminine voice. Naruto turned to see Sakura with a dead Sasuke and Kakashi. Sakura?" he asked back as he walked closer to her. "Stay away from me, you're a monster, that's what you are," she yelled as she was crushed by a giant's fox paw. Meanwhile. Real world. Naruto woke with a start. He watched the time. 3 o'clock. He sighed. What was that dream? Did it mean something? He watched outside. A calm night in Konoha. He thought about it. Thought after thought, and he could only think of one thing. The Kyuubi was awake. I am sure of it, I have to tell Iro-sennin, why father would make a seal like this I will never know, I think I can't do it, he thought as he sat up and stretched. Let me try. Naruto sat on his bed cross-legged. He was meditating. After a rough 10 minutes of clearing his mind he felt himself being dragged into his mind. Dreamscape. He opened his eyes to see himself in a hallway with strange pipes running along the roof in ankle-length water. Where am I? My mind. He asked himself as he started to walk. He kept walking through the hallway for about 10 minutes, then came upon a door. He opened and walked through, then walked to the center of room. In front of him was a giant cage with 2 red eyes with black slits glaring at him. To his left was a door with a number 1 on top and to his right was a door with the letter P. What's up Kitsune Baka? Asked Naruto as he stared right back at the 9-tailed fox. Idiot ninja, growled the fox. I have a name Dadabeo, said Naruto angrily and the great Kyuubi twitched in anger. Just like that damned woman, tell me ninja, what is your favorite food? He asked fearing the answer. Ramen Dadabeo. He yelled and the Kyuubi twitched before sighing in defeat. Just like that damned redhead, same favorite food, same hair color and that damned catchphrase, he may have activated the seal that brought those two here, making him unlock his genius abilities, but he's a damned idiot, the Kyuubi yelled to itself with a frustrated growl. So, did you give me that dream? Asked the Jinchuriki angrily. And if I did? Asked the Kyuubi with a raised eyebrow. Stop. A big order from a tiny ninja, said the Kyuubi. Stop calling me that, he yelled now feeling how Jiraiya felt every time he was called Iro-sennin. You are a ninja, said the Kyuubi. What is a ninja? Asked Naruto and the Kyuubi sweat dropped. A human idiot, Kyuubi said as he turned and laid around. What are those other 2 doors? Asked Naruto gesturing to them with the point of a finger. The one marked 1 is not to be entered yet, he will summon you, the other however, don't have a clue, said the Kyuubi. Big help and who's he? Asked Naruto with a confused face. When the time is right, now leave, yelled the Kyuubi as he kicked Naruto out of his mind. Naruto faded from view. Ninja, if my guess about that other door is correct, good luck, said the giant fox as it rested its head on its paw and closed its eyes. 5 minutes later. Real world. Naruto watched the clock. 3:05. 5 minutes had passed in the real world. Baka Kitsune, he mumbled. I heard that, called back the Kyuubi through his head. As long as I'm up might as well train physically and get some ramen, said Naruto as he walked away. Please eat some real food other than ramen, what you eat I eat, said the Kyuubi as he growled at the accursed food. I thought you only ate human souls, he talked back in a normal voice. That would be my pastime, now eat something else, said the Kyuubi as he shifted in the cage. Fine, I'll eat ramen later, I hate you, damned Kitsune, he growled lowly as he ate some cereal with orange juice. You know, you should buy other foods to eat, ramen, and cereal only is not a good diet. And you care why? Asked Naruto. If you die then I die, so don't die, it growled. Fine, any other advice? He asked sarcastically. Go back to wearing orange, it's a great color, it said and grinned. Really? I knew it, but no one listened, he was saying, but was cut off by the Kyuubi. I was kidding you idiot, said Kyuubi. I thought you were asleep all the time, said Naruto. I went back through your memories, it replied. Whatever, I am coming back in to see what's behind the door, said Naruto as he concentrated. Meanwhile. Somewhere in Konoha. Kakashi Haddock somehow found it hard to sleep tonight. He tried reading, a sleeping jutsu even knocking himself out. Why can't I sleep? He asked himself. He sighed. I feel something bad is about to happen. Kakashi Haddock then went back to reading. But what said Jounin didn't understand was how right he was. Meanwhile. Naruto's dreamscape. He entered his mindscape and the Kyuubi was watching him and glancing to the door every now and then. You seem nervous. Why would I be nervous? Asked the Kyuubi. I don't know, maybe you know something about the door, said Naruto walking closer to the Kyuubi. Don't come any closer or he was cut off by Naruto. Or you'll what, kill me? Good luck with that. My father sealed you within me for a reason. That reason being me dying with you. So as much as you hate it you're stuck with me and vice versa, he said. It was clearly a threat. Just hurry up and leave, said the Kyuubi as it turned around. Naruto shrugged and walked to the door. He opened it. What was behind the door shocked him severely and left him speechless. Chapter 06. 2 adults were currently in a room. The room had 1 door, a table and 3 chairs. They had been standing for a little over 10 seconds. Where are we? Asked the woman of the 2 as she sat in a chair. I have no idea, we are supposed to be, the man began, but was cut off when the door opened to reveal a wide-eyed red-headed boy with a mask over his mouth and nose and silver eyes. The man and woman had happy and confused faces. Naruto just sawed the only thing he could have. Ah-san, to-san. Meanwhile, somewhere in the ninja world, the man with white waist-length hair and two bangs shot up from his sleep. Something bad just happened. That dream I had only confirmed my suspicions. The Kyuubi has awoke, what changes will occur in Naruto now, he said as he got up to do some spying. But what this man didn't know is that two other people in the world just said the exact same word. Meanwhile, back in the mindscape, Naruto, the two adults said barely over a whisper. They began to walk towards him, but Naruto slipped into a taijutsu stance that made them stop in their tracks and smile proudly. How do I know that the Kyuubi isn't playing a trick on my mind? Asked Naruto suspiciously. How about this, ask us question, and if we get one wrong feel free to attack us, spoke Kushina. Fine, 5 question, what day was I born? He spoke. October 10th, they answered in unison. What was the Yondaime Hokage most skilled in? He asked and his parents' face fell because he called his father by his title. Nin, Tai and Fuinjutsu, answered Minato. Who was my father's and mother's teacher? He asked still in his taijutsu stance. Tsunade-ba-chan taught Kushi-chan, said Minato and Kushina finished, and Hiro-senin taught Minato-kun. Who did my father and mother teach? Asked Naruto. I taught Kakashi Haddock, Rin Nahara and Obito Uchiha, and Kushina taught Ibiki Marino, Heiichi Eko and Kurina Yuhi, answered Minato. Last question Naru-chan, said his mother. Naruto slid out of his stance, and tears began to well up in his eyes. Did you guys love me? He asked in soft voice that they barely heard. Yes we did and we still do, said Kushina and Minato in unison hugging their son. Ninjin, get out of here now, ordered the Kyuubi. Shut up you baka fox, yelled Kushina and Naruto in complete unison, it sounded like one voice. Naruto and Kushina looked at each other and laughed while Minato sighed. It's supposed to be like father like son, but no, it's like mother like son in this case, Naruto, do you even act like me? Asked Minato. I don't think so, every time I'm training with Hiro-senin he keeps mumbling something like, just like that red-headed woman, he answered. Naruto what's your favorite food? Asked Minato fearing the answer. Ramen Databeo, he said. Kushina hugged her son tighter and Minato started to bang his head on the table that they were now sitting at and the Kyuubi groaned. Naruto, are you a ninja? Asked Kushina. Yes, I became an official genin yesterday, but now I have to do a whole set of boring jobs, said Naruto. That's to gain experience, said Minato. Boring, groaned Kushina and Naruto and Minato sighed. Alright Naruto, tell us about your life, friends, hobbies, dreams, girlfriend, said Kushina. After that, we will start training you when you have time, said Minato. Train me how? Asked Naruto. All the scrolls and stuff we left you is in our minds due to it being our jutsu, so we can train you, it's the least we can do, since you unlocked the seal that was in the forbidden scroll am I right, said Minato. Yeah, anyway, about my life, when I was 5. 3 hours later. Mindscape. Kushina wanted blood. She wanted to kill. She wanted to destroy Konohagakure. She couldn't believe Naruto's life. Minato was upset too killed, but Kushina had destroyed the table and whatnot. It's a good thing I'm dead, I would have killed everyone in that entire village, she yelled as she vented off her frustration on the wall with her hair up in 9 parts. Dusan, Ka-san is scary, whispered Naruto to his father. I know, he whispered back. Kushina calmed down and sat down in a chair. Alright Naruto-kun, was anybody nice to you? She asked in a scary calm tone. Oh yes, old man third, Haruka-sensei, Tuchi-san and Amni-chan, he said happily. You think Tuchi figured it out? Asked Minato to his wife. Think so, we used to go there a lot together and then one day I turned up pregnant so it wasn't too hard to decipher, Naruto, who knows about us being your parents? Asked Kushina as she looked from husband to son. I know that the old man, Hiro-senin and I think Kakashi-sensei knows, he said, and Minato raised an eyebrow. Kakashi is a sensei? He asked. Yes, he is the sensei of Team 7 that consists of Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno and myself, he answered. You passed the bell test? Asked Kushina. Yeah, I figured it out before the test started, said Naruto with a proud grin. Interesting, Naruto, would you rather be a redhead or a blonde? He asked his 12-year-old son. No offense Ka-san, but I liked being a blonde, when my hair changed red, I had to start wearing a mask like Kakashi, he said, and Kushina giggled. Just focus and it should change back, said Minto. Naruto focused and his hair turned orange before turning yellow. Alright, time to start your training, we still have 5 hours before you meet your team, now let's go by the Kyuubi and change around your mind, said Kushina walking out the door. How are we going to do that? He asked. Just imagine a training field, a house and a meadow with trees, a giant meadow, said Minato, and Naruto did just that. Naruto closed his eyes and concentrated. He opened his eyes to see a two-story house, a waterfall, a meadow, the Kyuubi out of its cage. Wait, the Kyuubi out of its cage. The Kyuubi is out of its cage, yelled Naruto. Don't worry, he has the seal around his neck like a collar, said Minato, resting a hand on his shoulder, making him calm down. Alright Naruto, what are your elements? Asked Kushina. Fuetin, Suitin and Doton, he answered, and his parents went into thought. And what about your skills? Asked Minato after a while. I know Kage Bunshin, the first stages of my manipulation, 2 jutsu per element, the Rasengan, summoning and the Shunshin. As for Jinjutsu, I suck, and my Taijutsu is as good as Hirosenin in certain aspects. I am still studying Fuinjutsu, and I am okay with Kinjutsu, said Naruto. Do you know the trick to the Kage Bunshin? Asked Kushina, and Naruto nodded. Send 4 clones with me and you go with your mother, said Minato as he walked off, and Naruto quickly followed his father's orders. 4 hours later. Naruto's apartment. Naruto walked out of his parents wearing different clothes. He was wearing a full-body mesh shirt with a long-sleeved blue ninja shirt with the Uzumaki swirl in red on his back. His pants were long blue ninja pants. He had on a pair of black fingerless gloves with his dark blue mouth and nose mask, blue ninja sandals and 2 wakizashis. Both having an 18-inch blade and 6-inch blue and orange hilt. They were strapped on his back in the form of an X. He had his forehead protector strapped to his forehead. He looked like a shorter version of the Yondaime with whisker marks, having his hair back blonde and his facial features. He walked to the streets and got confused looks. 1 or maybe 2 people made the connection and gave him a soft smile. He passed by Ichiraku and confirmed that he knew his parents, along with eating 10 bowls of ramen so fast it made Minato sick and Kushina smile proudly. He entered the missions office later to see the rookie teams and Team Guy. Everyone watched him come in, and Chunin, Jounin and the Hokage alike watched him with wide eyes, while the genin looked at him naturally. Sorry I'm late, he said nonchalantly. You reached later that Kakashi-sensei Yubaka, yelled Sakura as she brought her fist down and his head only for him to move to the side and walking forward. Good morning everyone, I would like to congratulate all the rookie teams for making it as official Genin and Team Guy for their first year as a team. Now the senseis must appoint squad leaders. Guy, you have to either change yours or reinforce it, said the Hokage, and all senseis nodded. Niji is still my youthful team squad leader, said Guy in his nice guy pose, making Kushina and Minato sigh in Naruto's mind as they could see and hear anything he does. Shikamaru is Team 10 squad leader, he's a freaking genius when it comes to making plans, said Asuma as he lit a cigarette. Ino scowled and Chouji. Shino Aburam is my team leader, he is very good when it comes to logic, said Kurenai as Kiba sulked and Hinata giggled at his actions. Yo, my team leader is Naruto Uzumaki, said Kakashi. Naruto smirked while Sasuke and Sakura went wide-eyed. What? Why isn't Sasuke Kunarmi team leader? Naruto Baka is an idiot, yelled Sakura, which got Naruto annoyed. Remember that if it wasn't for Naruto all of you would have been back in the academy. He figured out a test developed by the Yondaime Hokage before it even started, said Kakashi, silencing the pink-haired Kunoichi. Team leaders, do you ace, began Sarutobi, but was cut off when the door to the missions room burst open and a young boy with a tooth missing and wearing a very long scarf. I've got you now old man, he said as he ran to the Hokage but tripped on his scarf making everyone's sweat dropped. Naruto walked over to the young boy and picked him up by his scarf. Hey kid, the old man is busy, so you better leave, said Naruto. You put me down, I am the grandson of the Sandaime Hokage, you can't hurt me, he said, and Naruto burst out laughing. I am the son of the Yondaime, keep it a secret, tell anyone and I will hunt you down, he said in a whisper, only letting Konohamaru hear, who was now wide-eyed and frightened. Okay, he said quickly. Why do you want to beat the old man anyway? Asked Naruto. To become Hokage, he said. How about this kid, I'll teach you a jutsu to beat the Yondaime in one move and you will be Hokage after me, said Naruto. There really is such a jutsu? He asked as Naruto put him down. Yes there is, I have beaten the old man, Iruka-sensei and Jiraiya of the Sannin with it already, he said, and everyone went wide-eyed. Naruto, if you teach him that jutsu, you will be doing D-rank missions for the rest of your life, said the Hokage in a low tone making everyone except Naruto scared. Sure thing old man, he said then whispered to Konohamaru, I'll teach you it later. Thanks boss, he said as he ran out of the room. Boss. Why not let the kid have his moment, he said as he walked over to his team. As I was saying, team leaders, do you accept? He asked the team leaders. Hi Hokage-sama, it was my fate to be team leader, said Niji with a nod. It's troublesome but I accept, said you know who it is. Hi Hokage-sama, said Shino. Of course I accept old man, said Naruto. Don't call Hokage-sama that you baka, she said as she hit him making him burst into a cloud of smoke and the real Naruto talking. "It wouldn't hurt to be nicer, Dadabayo," he said and chuckled at his parents' antics. Kushina jumped for joy and Minato began to bang his head on the table in the room of the house Naruto made for them. "Anyway, it's supposed to be 3 missions per se, so what's our first mission?" asked Naruto. He handed the team leaders their mission for the day and left. So he told Konohamaru, "Interesting," said the Hokage to himself. Chapter 07. Wave Arc. It had been 1 week since the start of Team 7. They were currently on their last mission for the week. "Is the target in sight?" crackled a voice over the wireless headsets that they were wearing. "This is Fox Boy, target is in sight," said another voice. "Do we really have to do this?" asked a voice of a certain Uchiha over the wireless headset. "Yes we do, Pink Rabbit, Fox Boy and Blue Hawk, attack." "Hi Scarecrow," they said in unison before jumping towards the target. "Is it the target?" asked Kakashi. "Hi, it is, let's go to the missions office," said Naruto as he held the cat in his arms, moving towards the missions office. While walking through the village they got apologetic looks from those who had to do the Tora mission and Naruto received the usual glares. After a 10-minute walk they entered the mission office to see the rest of the Konoha 12 there to get missions. "Thank you very much for finding Tora," said a woman as she put some money down on the counter and took the cat and began to squeeze it as she left. "No wonder the cat ran away, who wants to bet the cat will be gone by Monday?" he asked and received light chuckles. "Alright Team 7, your missions for tomorrow are clean weeds, babysit my grandson and painting a fence," said the Hokage. "Come on old man, I want a harder mission Dadabayo," said Naruto crossing his arms. "Naruto, must I explain how mission are distributed again?" said Iruka. "I already know, D and C are for Genin, C and B are for Chunin and Jounin receive A and S," said Naruto in a bored tone. "Kakashi, what do you think, are they ready for a C rank mission?" asked a Hokage and Iruka couldn't tell if the Hokage was considering it. "Why not, I'll be there," said Kakashi. "Fine, send in the bridge builder Team 7, your mission is to guard the bridge builder known as Tazuna from Hai no Kuni to Nami no Kuni and protect him as he finishes the bridge, do you accept?" asked the Hokage as he finished explaining the mission. "Yes old man Hai Hokage Zama HN," replied Team 7 and Kakashi nodded. An old man who smelled of sake walked into the room. "Which team is coming with me?" asked Tazuna. "The blonde, pinkette, dark hair and silver hair," said the Hokage. "So I get a team of brats, and especially the blonde one looks like an idiot, is he even a ninja?" asked Tazuna. Kiba and Sasuke began to chuckle while Sakura and Ino laughed aloud. "Tazuna-san, my team is more than capable of protecting you, so don't underestimate us, or is there something you're hiding from us?" asked Naruto as he began to walk closer to Tazuna, making him sweat a little. No, meet me at the west gate in 2 hours," he said before quickly running out the room, well not running per se, but he moved quickly. "He moves quickly for an old drunk man, anyway, I'm going to get my gear," said Naruto as he disappeared in a shunshin. Kakashi then whispered to the Sandaime Hokage, "I request backup 3 hours after we leave, maybe another Genin team," and also disappeared in a shunshin. An hour later. Naruto's apartment. Naruto was having his normal lunch of ramen. He was having a fun conversation with his parents. "Why? Why do you like ramen so much? You should be getting ready for your mission," yelled his father. "Minato-kun, he's enjoying the joys of ramen." "Leave him alone," she yelled, but they continued to bicker and fight. Naruto finished his ramen and strapped on his black Chunin-like vest with his scrolls and Fuinjutsu items. He strapped on a pouch with kunai and shuriken on his right thigh and he had 2 pouches on his belt. One with smoke and flash bombs, soldier pills, paper bombs and other ninja equipment, while the last one had 3 small scrolls. One had money, food and clothes and other personal items. "Alright, stop quarreling, I'm ready," he told his parents and they stopped complaining. He then left for the gate. 15 minutes later. West Gate. He arrived at the gate to see Sasuke, Sakura and Tazuna. Now they had to wait for Kakashi. Sasuke and Sakura were carrying their usual heavy packs, while Naruto didn't. "Hey guys, sorry I'm late," he said as he stood in front of them. Sasuke, seeing that Naruto didn't have a bag, decided to make fun of him. "What's up dope, so stupid forgot your bag?" he asked and chuckled while Sakura laughed with him and Naruto raised an eyebrow. "No, I carry all of my stuff in scrolls, it's easier and you don't have to carry around heavy backpacks," he said as Kakashi appeared. "Ready? Let's go," said Kakashi as he took out his Icha book and walked onward towards Nami no Kuni. Team 7 and Tazuna had been walking for 6 hours. Due to Tazuna being an old man they had to walk in order for him to keep up. They were walking in a diamond formation. Naruto in front, Sasuke and Sakura on the sides and Kakashi in the back with Tazuna in the center. While walking Naruto realized that there were 2 puddles on the road. He stepped in one and was surprised at how deep it was. "Let's see. No rain for a while, a deep puddle. A trap, he thought before looking back to Kakashi and seeing him give a slight nod. Kakashi-sensei realized, what about Team and Sakura, he asked himself and took a glance at them to see they did not notice. They continued until they walked past the puddles, then out of the blue, two ninjas wearing Kurigakure headbands with slashes sent chains out of their claw-like gloves. They wrapped around Kakashi and tightened it, killing him in the process, making body parts fly in the sky. Kakashi-sensei, yelled Sakura as one of the men rushed towards her. Paralyzed with fear, she didn't move. Naruto jumped in front of her just as he finished hand seals ending in Tiger, Katen. Gakakyu no Jutsu, fire style. Great fireball technique, and a great fireball as the name says shot out of his mouth. But what caught everyone's eye was that the fire wasn't red. It was white. The ninja that had been charging Sakura was soon engulfed by the white fireball, making him scream in pain as he was cooked alive. When the ball of fire died down, all was seen was a pile of ash. "Nuo. You killed my brother. I am going to kill you," the other yelled as he shot the claw towards Naruto. Naruto used his two swords to hit away, then realized he hit it towards Tazuna. "Uzo, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, shadow clone technique," he said as four clones appeared. Two talked Tazuna to the ground, while the other two moved the frozen Sasuke and Sakura out of the way of Naruto's next jutsu. "Fueton. Dakiz, wind style. Great wind," he said, and a powerful wind came and pushed the ninja into a tree at high speeds, rendering him unconscious. "Good job, Naruto, can you interrogate him to see what he knows?" asked Kakashi, and Naruto nodded. "Go on ahead, I'll catch up," he said as he dragged the ninja into the bushes. "Let's go, Naruto will catch up," he said as he walked away. "Tazuna, what was that all about?" "I faked my death to see if it was ninja attacking ninja or if they were after you," he said, and Tazuna sighed. "A couple years ago a man named Gato came, he was cut off by Kakashi." "Gato? The Gato, the one from Gato International and one of the richest men in the world?" asked Kakashi. "Yes, he came to the village and just keeps taking our money and women. The bridge will be our only saving grace, and I had to lie because the entire village pitched money and what we came up with was only enough for a C-rank miss." He was cut off by a loud blood-curdling scream. What was that, Kakashi-sensei?" asked a terrified Sakura. "It looks like Naruto finished interrogating," said Kakashi, and all other three were scared that Naruto could do that. They waited 15 minutes before they saw 5 people walking in the distance. They got closer until Kakashi saw Kurenai, her team and Naruto. "Hey Kurenai, you must be the team Hokage-sama sent, right?" he asked his fellow jounin. "Hi. Well, Naruto, what did you find out?" asked Kakashi, and all eyes turned to Naruto. "They were the demon brothers of the mist, they were sent to kill Tazuna. They work for Zabuza Mamachi. The demon of the mist and a professional in the silent killing technique, that's all I got before I killed him," said Naruto. "Naruto, you killed?" asked a shocked Sakura. "Yes, I did. Killing is part of the job we have to go through as shinobi. So I just decide to shut down my heart to not feel any emotion, it will haunt me for a couple days because it was my first kills," said Naruto as she nodded and went deep in thought. "And what was that white fire?" asked Sasuke with a hint of jealousy. "That's my clan's Kekai Genkai, the ability to control white fire, all of my fire-based jutsu will be white fire, it's really a pain in the ass," he said as they continued to walk. "How is that, Naruto?" asked Shino. "Well, it is pretty hard to control, and that white fire will kill you if you come in contact with it, I would rather have had my mother's abilities," he said. "And what might that have been?" asked Kurenai. "The control chains made out of chakra," he said, and Kurenai went wide-eyed. She then spoke, "So that means your mother is?" "Yes." "And your father is?" "Yes." "Wow, Kakashi, did you know?" asked Kurenai, and all the genin were confused as to what he was talking about. "Yeah. What are you guys talking about?" asked Kiba. "Nothing important," said Naruto as they arrived at a port to get on a boat. "Izuna, we don't have room for all of you, at least 2 will have to wait," said the captain of the boat. "It's okay, I'll walk," said Naruto as he walked onto the surface of the water, making the genin and civilians go wide-eyed. "How can he walk on water?" asked Kiba and was shocked when Hinata walked onto the water as well, mumbling something about walking as well. 20 minutes of moving across the water and they were all quiet. "Naruto, can you tell us more about your clan?" asked Sakura. "Why not? The Uzumaki clan of Whirlpool. We had our own country but was destroyed by a Wagakure during a war because we were feared for our Fuinjutsu. As you can see on the back of Kakashi-sensei's jounin flak jacket is the Uzumaki clan sign. We were distant blood relatives of the Senju clan, all being descendants of the Rikaudu Sennin," he said. "Rikaudu Sennin?" asked Kiba. "Yes, the Rikaudu Sennin are sage of 6 paths, the first ever ninja. He had 2 sons at first and 1 later on. The eldest son took the name Uchiha, while the youngest taking the name Senju. The Senju was given his father's special chakra, resulting in the Senju clan's Mokuton, and the Uchiha was given a form of his eye power, resulting in the Sharingan and the Last Sun. The Uzumaki was given another form of special chakra, he finished. What about the Byakugan? Asked Kurenai. The Byakugan was the Dojutsu or eye power of the Sage of Six Paths mother. Kagaya. She was an evil woman who tried to take over the world. Her son ended up stopping her, well, one of them, he explained. What happens if someone has the blood of Senju, Uchiha and Uzumaki? Asked Sakura. I don't know, he said honestly. Okay, we have reached our destination, said the captain of the boat. Chapter 08. Wave Arc. Team 7, 8, Kakashi, Kurenai and Tazuna were walking towards his house to rest up. They were also on guard for any attack that might come. Naruto was at the head of the group when he heard a noise from the bush. He immediately threw a kunai, making everyone become alert. Kakashi walked into the brush and came back out with a white rabbit. Naruto, you baka, you killed an innocent rabbit, complained Sakura. White rabbit in the middle of summer, he thought, then out of the corner of his eye he saw it. Duck, he yelled as he took out his swords, making them clash with a long blade. The man who was wielding the blade pulled it back and stuck it in a tree and stood on the handle. Well, what do we have here? Asked the man wearing cow-like clothes. Zabuza Mamachi, demon of the mist, growled Kakashi as he stood in front of the genin. Kakashi Haddock, or should I say Kakashi Haddock of the Sharingan. Man who him copied over 1000 jutsu, said the man made out to be Zabuza. Eyes, he's way out of your league, this is my fight, he said as revealed his Sharingan. He has a Sharingan. How? Is he an Uchiha? Sasuke asked himself. What a pity. I really wanted to fight the blonde. He looks good in Kenjutsu, maybe if he beats me I'll give him my executioner's blade, said Zabuza. What's the Sharingan? Asked Sakura. The Sharingan is a dojutsu that lets the user defeat any nin, gen or taijutsu. At the last stage of it the user can copy any technique, answered the Uchiha clan member. Wow, said Sakura. Yes. Wow indeed, but it has a weakness, Kurigakure no Jutsu, hidden in mist technique, said Zabuza as a thick mist came and he disappeared from view. Stay alert, ordered Kakashi as all 6 genin guarded Tazuna and Kurenai was Kakashi's backup. 8 body parts, the larynx, spine, lung, liver, jugular, vein, collarbone, kidney and the heart, where do you want it? Asked Zabuza while letting out some killer intent. Don't worry guys, I'll never let my comrades die, said Kakashi giving one of his famous eye smiles. Big words, said Zabuza appearing in the circle with Tazuna. Naruto. Acting on reflex swung his sword cutting him and he burst into water. Vizubunshin, water clone, thought Naruto as Kakashi and Zabuza kept on fighting until Kakashi was trapped in a water jutsu. Run. Get away. You're no match for him. Kurenai, you too, said Kakashi. Come on sensei, you don't expect me to run away do you, said Naruto as he began running through hand seals ending in tiger. Kaiten. Kasai Denryu, fire style. Fire current, he yelled, and a shot of fire went straight for Zabuza's hand, making him drop Kakashi. All 3 stood facing each other on the water. Naruto, let's finish this, said Kakashi as he, Naruto and Zabuza all went through the exact same hand seals ending on bird. They all exclaimed, Suiton. Suryudan no Jutsu, water style. Water dragon jutsu, and as the name said 3 water dragons rose from the water and rushed at each other. They clashed causing a big tidal wave. Now Naruto. Hi sensei. They ran through hand seals as fast as sound could travel. Fuiton. Kamikaze no Jutsu, wind style. Wind god technique, he exclaimed, and the air became dense. Tornadoes began to form around Zabuza and then began to beat Zabuza in the tornadoes. He fell unconscious. Dusenbin suddenly struck Zabuza's neck. The hunter nin appeared. Thank you for killing Zabuza, you have my gratitude. The hunter nin at that age he looks to be Naruto's age, Kakashi exclaimed in his head. Kakashi checked him. He was dead. Hey hunter nin, called Naruto and the hunter nin looked at him. The jutsu. Senbin Renden, secret technique. Needle barrage, hundreds of needles formed in his mouth with chakra and then began to shoot out through his mask. The hunter nin saw this and left. Naruto and Kakashi faced the others. Alright, let's go, said Kakashi as he and Naruto took one step and fell. Naruto-kun. Kakashi sensei. 3 hours later. Tazuna's house. Naruto and Kakashi were sleeping in Tazuna's house when all of a sudden their hands shot up grabbing someone's hand. They opened their eyes. Kakashi was holding Sakura's hand while Naruto had Sasuke's hand. Were you trying to take off our masks? Asked Naruto letting go of Sasuke's hand. What? No, he answered nervously. Kakashi sensei, Kurenai sensei, what are we going to do now? Asked Kiba. Naruto watched Kurenai and Kakashi and they gave him a slight nod. Train. Zabuza's still alive, he said as he stood up to see he was bareback. Hinata and Sakura blushed as they watched his chest. What do you mean he's alive? The hunter nin killed him, yelled Kiba. Hunter nin wasn't real, they kill on sight, they would have took the head and burned the body, and he used senbon, he must have put him in a death-like state. Hunter nin was working for Zabuza, so Kakashi and Kurenai are going to train you guys, said Naruto putting on his mesh top and jacket. What do you mean you guys? Asked Sasuke with clenched fist. I have my own training to do if I want Zabuza's executioner's blade, said Naruto. By this time Hinata and Sakura snapped out of their daze. Hey. How do you have abs and Sasuke doesn't? Asked Sakura and everyone raised an eyebrow, even Tazuna and Tsunami who was in the room. How do you know I don't have abs? Asked Sasuke with a raised eyebrow. Aha, it was no pig, she yelled blushing from embarrassment. Well Sasuke, looks like you got a stalker club too, said Naruto as he disappeared in a shunshin. Kakashi, when do we train? Asked Sasuke. Let's go, said Kakashi as Kurenai helped him up. 5 minutes later. Outside house. Everyone walked outside to see gold chakra spinning around Naruto. It was looking like he was trying to control it. Stop, Kakashi whispered to the others to see what Naruto was doing. You can come Dadabeo, said Naruto as he stood up making the gold chakra fade away. Naruto, what was that? Asked Kakashi. My sage chakra, he said as he walked towards them. Sage chakra? Asked Kurenai. I'll explain later, it's really confusing now, said Naruto running a hand through his hair. Alright, first I want to see you elemental affinities, then we are learning chakra control, said Kakashi, taking out 8 pieces of paper. What's an affinity? Asked Kiba. An affinity is the type your chakra is, there are 5 types, fire, earth, wind, water and lightning. Fire is stronger than wind, but weaker than water, wind is stronger than lightning, but weak against fire, lightning is stronger than earth, but weaker than wind, earth is stronger than water, well weak against lightning, and finally water is stronger than fire, but weaker than earth, explained Naruto. Correct, these papers can tell your affinity by putting chakra into it, fire burns it, earth makes it crumble, water makes it damp, lightning crumples it, and wind splits it, said Kakashi putting chakra into it making it crumple, get damp and then burst into flames. Sensei, so you have lightning, water and fire? Asked Sakura. Yes, but since lightning happened first it's stronger, the order it happens is how strong it is, you only have 1 until you're Jounin level, then you get a second or a third, said Kakashi handing Kurenai a paper. She channeled chakra. It got wet then burst into flames. Sensei, you have water and fire, said Hinata and Kurenai nodded. Shino went next and he had earth. Sakura had earth. Kiba got lightning. Hinata channeled and got water. Sasuke, your turn, said Kakashi handing him the paper. He channeled and it crumpled and then burst into flames. He smirked. Interesting, just as I thought, said Kakashi handing Naruto a paper. I know mine's already sensei, said Naruto. What? Is the dope scared Sasuke has more affinities than him, said Sasuke in a mocking tone. Naruto sighed and took the paper and channeled chakra. It split into 4 pieces of paper. 1 burst into flames, 1 got damp, 1 crumpled, and the last crumbled. Happy now smartest, I got all 5, he said walking away. Where are you going? Sensei still has to show us the chakra control exercises Baka, said Sakura. I know them already and right now I'm trying to create a jutsu, leave me alone, he said continuing to walk away to the river. Sasuke had his fist clench. The dope had all 5 affinities. How does Naruto have all 5 affinities sensei? Asked Kiba. Kakashi and Kurenai were about to answer when an explosion rocked the earth. They looked to see where it came from and saw it was from where Naruto went. They rushed over to see Naruto panting on the ground with dozens of tree obliterated. Naruto, what happened? Asked Kakashi. New jutsu a lot of chakra very tired awesome jutsu good night was all he could say as he fell over tired. That jutsu must have been something, and to think Naruto was the dead last in the academy, anyway, onwards to training, said Kakashi as he slung Naruto over his shoulder. Sasuke was angry. 4 days later. Tazuna's house. Naruto opened his eyes to see Kakashi reading his book leaning up against a wall. Hey sensei, he said as he sat up. Hey, that jutsu must have been something, said Kakashi putting away the book. It's my own version of the Rikiri, he said, and Kakashi was wide-eyed. How do you know about the Rikiri? Asked Kakashi. My parents are in my subconscious with Mr. Fluffy, he said, and he heard the Kyuubi growled. Interesting, okay well where are you going? He said as Naruto got up and headed for the window. It's a surprise, he said. 10 disappeared through the window. Meanwhile. With Team 7. Sasuke-kun, want to go on a date when we get back to Konoha? Asked Sakura. No. Please. No. Please. No. Please. Fine goddammit. Please. She yelled jumping up and down. But, you have to take your Kinwaichi training seriously, said Sasuke. Alright Sasuke-kun, she said and immediately set off to train. Meanwhile. Teammate we're currently guarding Tazuna. Please Hinata, Kiba's voice was heard. Sorry Kiba-kun, she said. Kiba, leave Hinata alone, said Shino walking up to them. He grumbled and left. Thank you Shino-kun, she said with a small smile. No problem, I know you like Naruto, said Shino making her blush. 4 hours later. With Naruto. Naruto stood in front of a large gate. He had finally reached his destination. So Ka-san, this is it? He asked his mother in his mind. Yes it is, she should be here with your godsister, she replied. Naruto walked through the old gate without making it fall. He watched around the old village to see all the buildings destroyed except one at the end which he guessed to be the leader's tower. He continued walking taking in all the buildings making out what they used to be. He saw a ninja academy, houses, weapons shop, a park and guard booth. This shit went to hell, he thought. Yes it did, I hate Iwa for this and hating Minato-kun, her mother yelled in his mind making his head hurt. I wonder how she looks, I have blonde hair and silver eyes with 3 whisker marks on each cheek, she might look the same only with longer hair, he thought. Yeah, she looks so cute, I only wished she could have stayed in Konoha with you, his father told him. In my opinion, it's a good thing she left, if she had the other half I'm happy she left, he thought and his parents smiled at him. He reached the tower and opened the door. He saw the people watching him as he opened the door. Both were female. One was looking to be in her early 30s. She wore normal gown and clothes of Konoha with her hair long and straight. Her headband was not on her. The other was a girl to be about Naruto's age. She had her blonde hair and 2 pigtails. She wore an orange jacket with a black stripe down the middle of the front and back with black pants ending right under her knee. She had black ninja sandals. Who are you? Asked the blonde as she slid into a taijutsu stance. So you finally came, said the other woman. Hello, Rinobu-san, Naomi-ni-san. Chapter 09. Wave arc. What do you mean Naomi-ni-san? And how exactly do you know my name? Asked the blonde known as Naomi. Naruto watched Rin and she shrugged sheepishly. I am your twin brother Naruto, I am guessing Rinobu-san never told you, he said and Rin blushed from embarrassment. Is it true Rin? Asked Naomi looking to her caretaker godsister. Yes. She watched Naruto. Favorite color? Orange, favorite food is ramen, he said and her jaw dropped. Wow, you are my brother. I always wanted a sibling, she said happily hugging her brother. Now Rin and I are ready to answer any questions you have, explained Naruto. Why do we live in this dump of a village? She asked. This is Uzumaki. This is where Uzumaki's live, you and I had to stay away from each other due to certain circumstances, said Naruto. You mean Kurama? She asked. Kurama? He asked. Oh that's Kyuubi's real name, she said and his eyes widened. He told you his name lousy fox, he said. He didn't tell you? She asked. He shook his head, then sat in a meditative position. Rin, we are going in our subconscious, we'll be back, he said as he beckoned for Naomi to sit like him. 5 minutes later. Mindscape. Naruto and Naomi stood facing each other. Their respective Kyubis were behind him, while Minato and Kushina stood next to Naruto. Who are those people Nai-san? She asked her brother seeing the 2 adults. These are our parents, Minato Namikaze. Yondaime Hokage and Kushina Uzumaki. Nidaime Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, he explained, and she gaped. So why are we here? She asked. Ha-san is moving into your subconscious to train you, it will be hard to maintain, but she will train you while in or out of your subconscious, when you learn something in your subconscious you learn it in real, know the Kage Bunshin? He asked and received a nod. Kushina then began to walk slowly towards Naomi's side. After 10 dreamscape minutes and a lot of headaches she was on Naomi's side. Next question. Why are there 2 Kyubis? She asked and everyone turned to Minato. Inside Naruto is the yang half of the chakra, well you have the yin half, he explained to his daughter. Oh did you guys love me? She asked sadly. Yes, they answered unison. Hey Naomi-chan, what's your favorite food? Asked Kushina with a mischievous grin. Ramen Adebayo, she said and Minato screamed. Ooh. What's wrong with dad? She asked. We came out like mom, favorite food and same verbal ticked Adebayo, he said. Anyway, Minato, what are you going to train Naruto? Asked Kushina. Jutsu, continue the Kenjutsu, sword techniques, and the normal nin and tai, he said. I'll teach Naomi Bijutsu, staff techniques and Iryujutsu along with the usual, replied Kushina. Alright later guys, said Naruto as he faded away. All the while the 2 Kuramas were just watching each other. Meanwhile. Dreamscape. I wonder how Kakashi-kun is doing, Rin thought to herself as her god sibling stood up. We're heading back to Konoha, said Naruto, and they nodded. What do you want us to do about our stuff? Asked Rin. Bring all of it here, he said. They both made cage buncheons and set them out for their stuff. "I've been to Konoha once, when I was 5. Rin took me to see the old man," said Naomi. "You're going to love it there, we can move into Ka-san's and Tu-san's house, you'll get to meet my friends," he said and gave her a small smile. Rin smiled. Just meeting and acting like they knew each other all their life. "Naruto, all our stuff is here," called Rin as Naruto came over and sealed Naomi's stuff in a scroll and gave it to her as he did the same for Rin. "Let's go, I know Rin can't wait to see Kakashi-sensei," Naruto said teasingly and Rin blushed. They walked out of the building heading to Nami no Kuni. "He's your sensei?" she asked. "Yes, my team is a Haruno and the last Uchiha," he said with a sigh. "The last Uchiha? What happened to the entire clan?" asked Rin. "Slaughtered by my teammate's older brother, Itachi Uchiha," said Naruto. "Itachi did that, so that means Sasuke is the last?" she asked. Naruto nodded. "So Naruto, any cute girls in Konoha you like?" asked his sister wiggling her eyebrows. "Not really. Any girls like you?" she asked. "Not sure, Sakura is mean to me and is a fangirl, Ino is the same, Hinata always turned red or fainted when I talked to her," he said. "Baka, that means she likes you," said his sister bonking him on his head. "Yes, but she's a Hyuga, her father is a man with a lead pipe up his ass," he said rubbing his head. "Don't let that stop love, well maybe you don't like her like that now, but ask her on a date, maybe you'll warm up to her, it's worth a shot," said Rin smiling at the thought of young love. "Fine, I'll see what I can do," he replied as they continued to make their way to Nami no Kuni. 3 hours later. Tazuna's house. Teams 7 and 8, excluding Naruto, were currently eating dinner with Tazuna and his family, his grandson stayed this time, and he was never in the presence of the ninja until tonight. The front door opened and everyone was on guard only to see 2 blondes and a tall brown-haired woman, making Kakashi's eye and Kurenai's eyes to go wide. "Rin," they exclaimed in shock. "Hey guys, I know you have questions, but I was given an S-rank mission to raise Naomi Uzumaki," she said, and they raised an eyebrow at the name. "She's Naruto family?" asked Sakura looking the girl over. "Yes, I am Naruto Nai-chan's twin sister," she said, and they went wide-eyed, except Kakashi. "The twin sister, sensei had twins?" asked Kurenai in pure disbelief, and by this time the ninjas had finished eating, well Kakashi finished instantly not wanting anyone to see his face. "Since we're finished, let's go upstairs and formulate a plan of attack," suggested Kakashi. "Why do you even bother? Gato is strong. He'll kill all of you. Just like he killed my dad." "There are no such things as heroes in the world," said a voice, and everyone turned to see it was Inari. "Are you saying this because of Kaiza? Because he's dead you cry like a little baby. I am sorry for your loss, but you still have a loving mother and a granddad who will do anything to protect you. There are people in this world who have never gotten to see their parents. My parents died the day I was born. You don't see me crying. My parents died fighting a demon. Be grateful for what you have and act like a child that was proud to be their parents' child." While coming back to Nami with my sister and godsister all I could see were children running around playing. Homeless children. They were less fortunate but happy to be alive. There is also why Kaiza died. He was trying to stop Gato to give you a better life. So, stop acting like a spoiled little brat and grow up, you've had a good life while my life was like a living hell, Naruto practically yelled at the boy. At the end of the speech he simply left. "Kakashi-sensei, can you tell us about Naruto's life?" asked Sakura. Kakashi sat back down and looked at the crying Inari. "Naruto Uzumaki. Admitted into the orphanage at age of 1 week old. He was mistreated, underfed and bullied. His mistreatment and wetness started at the age of 4 and by the age of 6 he was kicked out of the orphanage. Lived off the streets eating trash for a week. That's when Sandaime Sama and I found him. Hokage-sama gave him an apartment. When going to shops they either gave him expired food or tripled the price, they gave him dull kunai and shuriken, and he had at least 27 attempts on his life, admitted into the ninja academy at age 7. Teachers always hindered his growth and he failed the bunshin because of his extreme chakra reserves that are bigger than mine and HMPH, his chakra reserves are even bigger than the Hokage's. Anything else?" he asked as he finished. Everyone was wide-eyed. "Kakashi, where was Tsunade-sama?" asked a very angry Rin in a deathly slow voice. "They never found her," he replied afraid of the girl's wrath. "And you?" she asked. "Hokage-sama said I was emotionally unstable because of Obito's, Sensei's and your Appa's death," said Kakashi. "If I knew this was going to happen I would have taken him with me to Yuzu," said Rin. "You knew that couldn't have happened," said Kakashi. "I swear that when we go back to Konoha I am giving Hiruzen a piece of my mind," she said as they went upstairs. "Hinata, can you go find my brother please?" asked Naomi. "How do you know my name?" asked Hinata in shock. "Naruto talked about his friends and said that Hinata was a Hyuga," she said. Hinata sighed. Hinata nodded and left to find Naruto. 5 minutes later. Somewhere close to Tazuna's house. Naruto sat on the riverbank swinging his feet and enjoying the feel of the cold water on his feet. Then Naruto-kun, can I sit with you? Asked Hinata from behind him. Sure. She sat and began to talk. Kakashi-sensei TT told us about your life, she said sadly. Okay, I'm guessing Rinobu-sen was angry, he said with a chuckle. Yes she was. Hey Hinata, I think I like this girl and I want to impress her. What do I do in your opinion? He asked and noticed a slight falter in her face. I'm guessing Mi-chan was right. I think you should just take it, she said after a moment of thought. Well, Hina-chan, how about we go on a date after the mission? Asked Naruto and she immediately blushed from the nickname. I'd love to. 10 minutes later. Tazuna's house. Naruto and Hinata walked into the room where they were waiting for them. Everyone turned to them and was happy that Hinata had brought him back. They also noticed that Naruto wanted to kill. You see, Hinata had told him about her troubles in the seal and whatnot. Alright, first thing, Rin, where does Naomi's skills stand? Asked Kakashi. She knows a couple medical jutsu, has all 5 affinities, Sasuke clenched his fist. Only Naomi saw so she smirked, knows a couple jutsu, has the chakra chains and her taijutsu rivals mine and this one time last month we were in the village and somebody tried to steal her back and accidentally groped her butt. Let's just say that man's never going to have kids, she said and smirked when all the men blocked their genitals. Kakashi-sensei, mind if I fight Zabuza with you? Asked Naruto. Why is that? I'd like to test my kinjutsu at him and win that executioner's blade, said Naruto. Fine, Kurenai, I want you to place a genjutsu on the house before we leave tomorrow. Naruto, Naomi, and I will fight Zabuza, Kurenai and Sasuke will fight the hunter Nin, and the others will defend Tazuna from thugs, he explained, and they nodded. What about me, Kaka-kun? Asked Rin in a sweet tone. I don't know where your skills stand, Rin-chan, he replied. I am a jounin of Konoha, you know, I didn't just train Naomi, she said, and Kakashi gulped when she glared at him. Kakashi. Looking to change the subject blurted out. Anyway, away from mission matters, how's life been? Oh great, took care of a blonde for 12 years, went into hiding, the usual, she said sarcastically. Sensei, you never answered. While Naruto had all 5 affinities and his sister has it too, is it some kind of Kekai Genkai? Asked Sakura. Yes, it's called chakra rings, all Uzumakis that are directly from the head of the main family has it, said Naomi before anyone could answer. And you know this how? Asked Kakashi. Read it in a scroll, now I am tired, from what Naruto told me on our way here we have a big battle, said Naomi as she stretched. Rin and Naomi will stay in the girls' room, said Kurenai as she left. Naomi was the last to leave, telling her brother something before she left. Naruto, what did she say? Everyone in the room raised an eyebrow. Yes. Told you so, she said before leaving. Damn Naruto, your sister's hot, said Kiba before he had a sword to his throat. Do anything perverted to my sister and I will kill you before you know it, he said as he went to his part of the room to sleep. Alright, tomorrow is a big fight, let's get some sleep, said Kakashi as he took out his book and went to his part of the room. I better stop reading this if I want a chance with Rin, or maybe she'll like me to do what was on page 44, he thought with a perverted smile. Tomorrow was going to be a busy day for the ninjas. Chapter 10. Wave Arc. All the shinobi stood outside Tazuna's house with him. Kurenai was currently running through hand seals getting ready to place a genjutsu on the house. Alright, I'm done, Kakashi, said Kurenai as she took a chakra pill to replenish her chakra for the upcoming fight. Alright, let's go, said Kakashi as he turned and left for the bridge with his team and fellow shinobi hot on his heel. So Naruto, why do you want the executioner's blade? Asked Rin as she walked along with the others. It's almost indestructible, it will be cool when I try to use it while adding my wind chakra, he said, and everyone was impressed of his knowledge in kinjutsu except Sasuke. You gonna show me your new jutsu? Asked Kakashi to his blonde student with an anxious grin. If need be, he answered. You created a Jutsu-nai-san? Asked Naomi. Yes I did, but the chakra control needed is a pain in the ass and it takes a lot of chakra even with the control of Tsunade Senju and those chakra enhanced attacks, he explained. How much chakra it takes from you? Asked Sakura. About 3/4, so the only other person who may be able to do it will be my sister, the old man, he said. Alright, enough chit-chat, keep your eyes peeled, said Kakashi. Hi. 10 minutes later. Bridge. They arrived at the bridge to see all the workers dead. They had been slaughtered. What happened? Yelled an outraged Tazuna. Tazuna, he will kill you, was all the last survivor said before he was dead. Well, looks like we have to fight 2 more people, Haku? Said Zabuza from across the bridge making Naruto go wide-eyed. Haku? So Zabuza was her precious person, thought Naruto with clenched fist as he remembered meeting the girl and hearing her story. "Hello Naruto-san," said Haku and literally everyone raised an eyebrow. Even Zabuza. "Nai-san, you know her?" asked his sister. "Yes I do, met him at day I was training 3 days ago," said Naruto. "Naruto, Naomi, let's go," said Kakashi as he ran towards Zabuza while Kurenai and Sasuke ran to Haku. 2 minutes later. Konoha Ninja vs. Zabuza. "Eyes, let's finish this fast I want that sword, Kaiten. Gakakyu no Jutsu, fire style. Great fireball technique," yelled Naruto as he shot a white fireball at Zabuza. He cursed and dodged while doing hand seals. Kuritaku no Jutsu, hidden and miss technique. "Nai-san, was that Daisukaji sense KG?" asked Naomi as she ran through hand seals and finished on rabbit hair after Naruto said yes combination jutsu. Kaiten, Raiten. More Boruto, combination technique. Fire style, lightning style. Blazing bolt, she said as a lightning bolt shot out from the sky. A red lightning bolt. Everyone stopped to watch as it crashed into the ground, sending a shockwave that dispersed the mist because of the fire and lightning. Naruto immediately rushed Zabuza clashing swords with him. He had his two-sword in a swinging motion pointing downwards, while Zabuza was using his executioner's blade to fend him off. "Really strong for a genin," complimented Zabuza as he was amazed by Naruto's strength. "Kakashi now." Moments ago. Konoha in vs. Haku. "The Jinjutsu mistress of Konoha and an Uchiha, or should I say, the last Uchiha," said Haku in a taunting manner. "What are you implying?" asked Sasuke wanting to kill the boy right there and then. "That the Uchiha are weak not being able to fend off one man, then again it was a genius," said Haku. Sasuke was going to rush him, but Kurenai grabbed his shoulder. "An angry opponent is a dead one, he is taunting you," she told him. "And I thought the Uchiha was great, taking orders from a woman," said Haku, and that broke Sasuke. "Don't insult my family, Kaiten. Enden no Jutsu, fire style. Flame bullet technique," yelled Sasuke, and as the name said flame bullet shot at Haku who dodged them with his amazing flexibility for a boy. "The Jutsu. Sentatsu Susho, secret technique. 1000 flying water needles of death," said Haku as he finished a set of one-handed hand seals making Kurenai and Kakashi go wide-eyed. "An advanced Kekai Genkai," she thought before. As the name implies, 1,000 needles made out of ice came barreling towards them from all directions, then Naruto appeared in front of them. "Duck, Hijutsu. Senbon Tatsumaki, secret technique. Senbon needle tornado," was what he said as Kurenai tackled Sasuke to the ground and Naruto began to spin and spot blocking all the incoming Senbon with his own from his mouth. Naruto panted. Kakashi sent him over to help when he recognized the KG after Kakashi unleashed the water dragon jutsu on Zabuza. "Naruto, I don't want to kill you, please move," said Haku. "No. They are precious to me as my teammates, I didn't know that when you said someone took you and that it was Zabuza," he replied to the masked nin. "You have forced my hand, Hijutsu. Makyo Hyasho, secret technique. Demonic mirroring ice crystals," said Haku as 21 mirrors formed around the 3 Konoha shinobi. 12 on the ground level, 8 on top of that and 1 facing the ground. "What jutsu is this?" asked Sasuke. "This is a Kekai Genkai technique, it allows me to move between the mirrors at twice the speed," explained Haku. "Kurenai-sensei, go help Kakashi-sensei, take my place, the team and I can handle this," said Naruto and Kurenai tried to run, but was struck by Senbon. "Use the Shunshin, body flicker technique," suggested Naruto and it worked. "You cannot defeat me," she said as she impaled them with Senbon. Meanwhile. Konoha in vs. Zabuza. Kakashi seeing his students getting impaled wanted to help. He looked back to see the others defending Tazuna from Gato's reinforcement. "Bad Kakashi, our fight is here," said Zabuza as he brought the sword downwards on Kakashi. All the while. Konoha in vs. Haku. Sasuke watched as he could see Haku moving through the glass. I can see him, what happened to me it must be." "The Sharingan," said Haku as she finished his thoughts. Naruto and Sasuke stood back to back. Naruto was looking for Haku when he felt Sasuke go limp. He turned and saw Sasuke on the ground. No heartbeat was present. "You killed him," he said. "Kurama. Chakra." "Now," was all Naruto could say telepathically as he felt the evil red chakra surround him. "You're dead," yelled Naruto as he used his Kyuubi enhanced speed to punch Haku out of the Muros. Kakashi, Kurenai, Rin and Naomi only thought one thing. Kyuubi chakra. Naruto had Haku by the throat. "Why did you do it?" he said as he punched Haku across the ground. "Please Naruto-san kill me, I was a useless tool to Zabuza-sama, please kill me," begged Haku as Naruto watched him dead in the eye as the mask had fallen off. "No." Then they all heard it. The chirping of birds. They all looked to see Kakashi charging at down Zabuza. Zabuza-sama, cried Haku as she used an ice mirror to appear in front of waiting for the attack. It never came. Kakashi stopped the attack after hearing a voice. Looks like Zabuza and his brat were useless. Didn't matter. I was going to kill them anyway, came the voice of the man Zabuza now hated the most. Gato. Kakashi, let's call a truce, I have no purpose to kill Tazuna now, said Zabuza. I want to kill him, he said gesturing to Gato. Hey boys, protect me and you get any girl you want, said Gato. The blonde, said a man and others agreed. Zabuza, let me handle it, said Naruto as he went to stand directly in front of Gato's army. Brat, what can you do? I have 300 men here, said Gato. Everyone watched as Naruto did the same hand seals Kakashi had used for his Rikiri, lightning blade, but instead of holding his palm upwards, he held it downwards and hunched his back slightly, and everyone watched in amazement as white fire accumulated in his hand blazing wildly. Naruto charged them. Don't ever say anything perverted about my sister again, Hanakiri, blaze blade, he exclaimed. Everyone watched in amazement as 300 people were turned to nothing but ash in 3 seconds, leaving Gato alone. 4 days later. Tazuna's house. Naruto woke up to see everyone except Sasuke watching him. Even Haku was there. Hey guys, he said slightly disoriented. Naruto-san, that jutsu you did was pretty cool, said Haku who had his hand around Naomi's waist. Naruto glared at him and Naomi had a devious smile. She kissed Haku for Naruto to see. He sighed. So I am guessing that means he's coming back to Konoha with us, and where's the team? Asked Naruto. The Is are coming with us and Sasuke is training, answered Kakashi. Had a mind after he saw the destructive power of the Hanakiri he would train harder, thank Kami he didn't copy it, said Naruto as he sighed in relief. Naruto, Sasuke didn't see it and is it bad for him to copy it? Asked Kakashi as everyone looked at Naruto. Yes, without the white fire it would be useless and he doesn't have nowhere near the chakra it needs, said Naruto. But, you said that the Hokage could do it, said Kiba. Once again all eyes were on Naruto. That was chakra-wise, not elemental-wise. Now Haku, are you serious about dating my sister? Asked Naruto glaring at Haku. Why yes, he said frightened from Naruto's glares. That means I'm gonna have to teach you Fuinjutsu, he said in boredom and everyone raised an eyebrow. Why is that Nai-san? Asked a confused blonde. If he is serious that means one day you might get pregnant and he has to have a certain part of Fuinjutsu down to hold in Mr. 9 while you go through childbirth, said Naruto. What does he mean Mr. 9? Asked Kiba. Only Naruto or Naomi can answer that, said Kakashi evading the question quickly and once again. The younger generation turned to Naruto and Naomi. Might as well tell you, I trust you guys enough most of you. We all know in the academy they said that Yondaime fought the Kyuubi and killed it, truth is, he sealed it into 2 babies, said Naruto. What does that have to do with anything? Asked Sakura. That's who the babies were, he said as both he and Naomi raised their shirt to see the seal on their stomachs. That's why you always smell like foxes, but why did he pick you guys? Asked Kiba. That's another secret, a double S rank secret, I must swear you to secrecy, said Naruto, and they nodded. He chose us for multiple reasons. 1. We were the only babies born that night and newborns were needed for the sealing. 2. Only Uzumakis could keep the Kyuubi locked away, hence the first person to hold the Kyuubi was the first Hokage's wife Mito Uzumaki, then the 4th Hokage's wife Kushina Uzumaki. Our mother, he explained and jaws went through the floor. So you guys are the Yondaime's legacy, huh? Asked Sasuke as he walked in. No, I am the Yondaime's legacy while she is our mother's legacy, he said, pointing to Naomi. I expect all of you to keep your word and keep quiet, Naruto, when is the old man announcing it? Asked Rin. If Kaka-sensei puts us in the Chunin exams during the final stage, said Naruto. What team will I be on? Asked Naomi. Maybe the old man will put you and Haku on a team along with someone else, said Naruto. Get some rest, I am ready to sleep. Oh and Naruto, Zabuza left this for you before he died from internal bleeding after killing Gato's replacement thugs with a kunai in his mouth, said Kakashi, pointing out the executioner's blade to Naruto. Naruto had a small smile. 3 days later. Bridge. Everyone was ready to leave and the village came to give their thanks and goodbye. Goodbye and thank you Naruto, said Inari as he watched the ground. Anytime Inari. So granted, what are you going to name the bridge? Asked Inari and all eyes were on him. How about the awesome super fantastic Tazuna Bridge, he said, and everyone's sweat dropped. How about the great Naruto Bridge, said Tsunami, and everyone clapped at that name making Naruto grin and Sasuke scowled. The Dobe has a bridge named after him should have been called the ultimate Uchiha Bridge, thought Sasuke with a smirk. Thanks for naming it after me, replied Naruto with the executioner's blade on his back. After some intense muscle training he could now hold it with ease. They said their goodbyes and left for Konoha. Chapter 11. Chunin Exams Arc. They were about 3 hours away from Konoha and walking. Naruto was walking in front with everybody else spread out behind him. Rin was talking to Kakashi and Kurenai, Haku was walking with Naomi, Sakura was pestering Sasuke, and teammate were walking by themselves. Hinata walked closer to Naruto and was now walking side by side with him. Then Naruto-kun, when are we going on our DT date? Asked Hinata in a whisper as she blushed. How about tonight at 8 and please, drop the honorific, he said. But she began, but Naruto looked at her with a look that said pretty please, oh okay Naruto, she finished after seeing the look. Great, and want to keep the relationship a secret, remember during the Chunin exams my name's going to be announced and my dad had a lot of enemies and I don't want them using you, he said, and she agreed, then fell back in line with her teammates. Naruto-san, when are we beginning my Fuinjutsu lessons? Asked Haku as he appeared behind Naruto. Naruto took out a scroll and handed it Haku. Read this, it's the basics of Fuinjutsu, when you're done practice the basics, he told him. 3 hours later. Konoha main gate. They entered the main gates to be stopped by Izumo and Kotetsu. State your business, said Kotetsu. Teams 7 and 8, returning from C-rank on A-rank mission, the Siders Haku Mamachi, Rin Nahara and Naomi Uzumaki, reported Kakashi. Mamachi? He's Zabuza's kid. And didn't Rin die? And is the Uzumaki related to Naruto? Asked Izumo. Adoptive? Her death was faked and yes Naomi is Naruto's twin sister, he said, and they went wide-eyed but let them through. It took 10 minutes to get to the Hokage Tower and when they knocked they were allowed in. Teams 7 and 8 reporting Hokage-sama, announced Kakashi. Kakashi, report, he said not even looking up from his enemy paperwork. Kakashi reported. Hiruzen Sarutobi was shocked. Naruto had found his sister and Rin. Had acquired the executioner's blade. Had a bridge named after him. Killed 300 people in 3 seconds with his personal jutsu. And told them his secrets. Everyone except Kakashi, Naruto, Naomi, Haku and Rin leave, ordered the Hokage, and they did as they were told. Naruto I hope you made the right decision, said the Hokage as he watched Naruto. I trust them, he replied with a small smile. Naruto, gather your things and move into your mother's house before she married Minato, he scribbled something on a paper, that is the address, dismissed, Kakashi, Rin, Jounin meeting later, said Hiruzen as they left. Naruto and Hinata left to his apartment to seal his stuff away, then move into the house. 2 hours later. With Naruto and Hinata. Naruto and Hinata sat atop the head of the yondaime leaning up against a tree. Their date had finished 15 minutes ago and they were relaxing. Did you enjoy your date? Asked Naruto as he wrapped his hand around her shoulder making her blush. Why yes, she answered with a slight stutter. Hinata, I'm going to get someone to help you get over your stutter and boost your confidence, maybe she could train you, said Naruto. Who is she? Asked Hinata confused at her date's grin. Anko Mitarashi, I will introduce you tomorrow, said Naruto. Naruto, what does this make us now? Asked Hinata with a blush. I don't know, this is my first date, Hinata, do you want to be my girlfriend? He asked with a grin. Hi Naruto, so, we are keeping our relationship secret? She asked. Not necessarily, we just don't tell anyone but act as a couple for everyone to see, he suggested, and she happily agreed. Naruto. Hinata called out to him and as he turned she pulled down his mask and his lips met hers in a passionate kiss. Naruto was shocked but happily returned. The set was a sight to see. 2 teenagers kissing and the beautiful night lights of Konoha lighting behind them. Maybe I can learn to love. Meanwhile. Konoha meeting room. All the Jounin of the village were currently in a meeting with the Sandaime Hokage. Here is in Professor Sarutobi. The third stroked his beard. The Chunin exams are 4 months away, all Jounin nominating your genin please step forward, said the Hokage. Kakashi Haddock nominate Team 7 that consist of Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno for the Chunin exams, said Kakashi, and people were wide-eyed. A rookie team nominated. Kurenai Yuhi nominate Team 8. Hinata Yuhi, Shino Aburam and Kiba Inuzuka for the exams, said Kurenai. I as well, Team 10 Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka and Choji Akimichi, said Asuma taking a pull on high cancer stick. The Chunin exams are youthful, I nominate my team as well, Team 9, Rock Lee, Tenten and Niji Hyuga, yelled an eccentric Jounin making everyone sweat drop. Very well, said the Hokage as he handed out the slips. Rin, I would like you to form a team, Naomi Uzumaki, Haku Mamachi and Sai, said the Hokage asked and she hesitated. Why not, she said taking 3 slips. Very well, have some people get the stadium ready for in 5 months time, and I made a mistake in chapter 2 regarding the start of the Chunin exam sorry, dismissed, said the Hokage. Rin, Guy, Asuma, Kurenai, let's tell all of them at the same time, training ground 7 at 7, suggested Kakashi. Sure Hokage-sama can you tell Sai to meet me at TG 7 at 7? Asked Rin and the Hokage nodded. The Jounin left. 20 minutes later. Yuhi household. I had fun Naruto, said Hinata as she rung the bell for Kurenai to answer. Me too Haim, replied Naruto and leaned in for a kiss. Hinata pulled down his mask and their lips met in another soul-searching kiss. Hinata licked his lower lip, making him go wide-eyed from her boldness, but parted his lips anyhow. Kurenai just decided to open the door at that time and her jaw hit the ground. There in front of her eyes were her little sister kissing her crush and was using tongue. Ahem, she coughed and they parted quickly. Hi Ni-san, said Hinata nervously. I'll be going later Haim, Kurenai-sensei, he said as he shunshed to his apartment. Oh this is gonna be good, said Kurenai with a twinkle in her eye that made Hinata shiver. Hinata just ran to her room. Kurenai closed the door. Oh I'm out oh, she said evilly. 5 minutes later. Naruto's house. Naruto shunshed in the living room to see Naomi cooking dinner. Hey Ni-san, like the house? He asked as he walked into the kitchen to take out some orange juice. Yeah, I bought some food and other supplies, she said. Ha-san talked to you lately, dad's sleeping, he said with a sheepish grin. She explained a lot to me about the house, it seems Tu-san kept everything in this house and rarely used the Namikaze compound. She said that she is going to only train me in Bijutsu now that we have the house with all the jutsu, said Naomi. Okay, anything else? He asked. Rin-sensei and Kakashi-sensei said to meet them at TG7 at 7, both of us, she said, and Naruto raised an eyebrow. Rin-sensei? You got a team? Asked Naruto. Yes, Haku, a boy named Sai and myself, she said. You didn't say Haku-kun, he pointed out. We agreed to drop the honorifics, he said. Same thing with me and Haim, he said. How did the date go? She asked. Great, I took her out to the Silver Swan, a walk in the park and then up on Dad's head, he said. Okay, didn't know you could be a romantic, she said. Yeah, a broke one at that fact, tell me about the house, he said. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs, a kitchen, a dining room, living room, 2 training grounds in the backyard, and a secret dojo underneath the house with a jutsu safe. Blood seal unlockable and the den is upstairs next to your room, she explained. Okay, about the rooms now? He asked. The queen-size bed in each, a closet, dresser the usual, she told him. Okay, let's get some rest, tomorrow is going to be a pain in the ass, he said. Why is that? She asked. Kurenai-sensei saw Hinata and I kissing and is never going to let us live it down, she said. You used tongue didn't you? She asked and Naruto blushed. Next day. Training ground 7. The Konoha 15 were currently waiting for their senseis. 10 minutes they were waiting. The air around them was tense and everyone was currently watching Team 6. Who are you? Asked a girl with a blonde ponytail. I'm Haku Mamachi and these are my teammates Sai and Naouf, he said as he was elbowed in his ribs by Naomi. What was that? She asked. Sorry, this is Naomi Uzumaki, my girlfriend, he said rubbing his rib. Uzumaki? Asked Chaoji and everyone turned to Naruto. Twin sister, he replied not opening his eye as he was resting. Yo, said Kakashi as he shunshed in the training ground with the other jounin. Oh my Kami, the world is ending run for your life, said Naruto in panic and everyone except Sakura and Sasuke turned to him. What do you mean Baka? Asked Ino. Aka-sensei is on time, he said in panic and all the jounin and Team 7 burst out laughing. Not funny, said Kakashi grimly. Anyway, back to business, we have nominated all of you for the Chunin exams, Team 6 for the time being we will work on teamwork, seeing as we were just formed, spoke Rin. Who are you? Asked Niji in his stick stuck up my ass attitude. Rin Nahara, Kakashi's girlfriend and leader of Team 6. Wow Kakashi, you work fast, said Naruto with a grin making Kakashi glare at him. Any more questions? Asked Kurenai. Where did Naruto's sister come from? Asked Shikamaru. I was her caretaker out of the village and we only just received when Team 7 and 8 returned from an air rank mission, she said. Kakashi handed out the slips. Naruto, why do you have on that mask? Asked Tenten and everyone turned to Naruto. I don't want anyone to see my face, he said. Why? It's not like you look good, said Ino with a laugh. Don't care what you say Yamanaka-san, he said and everyone raised an eyebrow at the name. Take my word for it, only a small amount of people had seen behind that mask, Anko Mitarashi, the Hokage's secretary, 2 female Chunin, the Hokage, Jiraiya-sama, myself and Hinata, said Kurenai with the evil twinkle. Hinata blushed. How come Hinata saw behind it? Asked Kiba. Well, she began when a kunai whizzed past her face. Hey Kurenai, said a woman in a very revealing outfit, making most boys gape at her receiving hits on their head from the female. Anko, what are you doing here? Asked Kurenai. Just came to check on my favorite little gaki, she said throwing a kunai at a closed-eye Naruto. He opened his eyes slightly and caught it between his teeth. Wow, you've been practicing, said Anko. That I have. Kurenai-sensei, you were saying how Hinata saw behind Naruto's mask, said Kiba. Oh, that's easy, Hinata's Naruto's girlfriend, they kissed in front of me last night with tongue and he called her Haim, said Kurenai as Hinata blushed as all eye were on her. You denied dates with me to go out with Naruto? Asked Kiba in disbelief. What of it? Asked Naruto. You're the dead last and a clanless nobody, said Kiba. I have a clan, they were just wiped out, said Naruto. Must have been pretty weak to get wiped out, said Ino with a smirk. Sasuke's clan was wiped out too, said Naruto. That's different, they were killed by a genius, said Ino defending her crush. My clan was killed by a great nation, so shut up Yamanaka, he said, anger rising. Yes, but you're nothing like Sasuke-kun, said Sakura with a smirk. I and Sasuke are much alike, everyone raised an eyebrow to that, we both know the pain of being alone. And with that he shunshined away. 3 months later. Uzumaki household. Naruto Uzumaki. Genin of Konoha. Son of the Yondaime. Team leader of Squad 7. Third Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Yauko. He was training. Intensely. He was currently running with 300 pounds strapped to each limb. He was in his family's underground training dojo. It had modified chakra seals of Naruto's own design, so no one could know he was training. Naruto's skill. He knew some jutsu for each element he had. Kaiten, Doten, Raiten, Suiton, Futon and Mokuton. Being the great-grandson of the Nidaime had its perks. You see, the Nidaime married an Uchiha who then had a daughter who married an Amicus, then Minato came. Whom then married Kushina, making Naruto. He had learned about his ability while in the backyard. All the tress around him instantly bloomed. Minato then explained his heritage to Naruto, making him explain. His taijutsu was great, but not as good as Lee. He knew most of his father's taijutsu stances. His kenjutsu was top-notch, rivaling most of Konoha's fincist. He knew jutsu. Not too much and not too little. His genjutsu still sucked even though he knew how to dispel them. Nai-san, you hungry? Asked his sister from the kitchen upstairs. Yeah, give me a minute, he called back. Naruto walked upstairs to see a bowl of ramen on the table for him. Yes, both he and Naomi loved ramen, but she had beaten some sense into her brother with the help of Hinata about his eating habits. He ate his ramen quickly. You know you have to eat slower, suggested his sister. I know. Then stop wearing that damned mask, she said angrily. Fine, I'm changing my ninja clothes for the Chunin exams, going to wear more orange, he said, and his sister laughed. 3 weeks later. Streets of Konoha. Naruto and Naomi were walking through the village in their civilian clothes as it were their day off. Naruto Nai-san, Naomi Ni-san, yelled Konohamaru and his friends as they ran up behind them. At this time Sakura turned the corner to see Naruto with his sister and with 3 children. Hey Sakura. Hey guys, who's this? She asked as she stood beside them. This is Konohamaru, Mogi and Yuden, guys this is my teammate Sakura, said Naruto. She's ugly, said Konohamaru, and Naruto and Naomi both thought. Does he have a death wish? Sakura unleashed killing intent, making Konohamaru and his friends dash off and Sakura hot on their heels. After 10 minutes of running after them, Naruto and Naomi turned the corner to see a Sunin holding Konohamaru by his scarf. Kankuro, put the kid down, said a girl with blonde hair and 4 pigtails. Not yet, I gotta teach him a lesson, said Kankuro. Put down the Sandaime's grandson or else, said Naruto as he walked closer. Or else what? Asked Kankuro. In 5 seconds Naruto had him pinned to the wall with his hand on his throat. Kankuro, Tamari, you're a shame to our village, said a monotone voice. Everyone turned to see a boy with red hair and a tattoo on his forehead for the kanji love. He's a Jinchuriki, and he's unstable, said the Kyuubi in both Naruto and Naomi's mind. Redhead, I have a proposition for you, but I want to talk to you privately, said Naruto. Gaara nodded. Kankuro, Tamari, leave before I kill you, he said. Sakura, take Konohamaru and the others away from here, and Sasuke leave, said Naruto, and everyone watched as a raven-haired boy came out of hiding. What's your name? Asked Sasuke pointing to Gaara. Gaara no Sabaku, said Gaara. Sasuke Uchiha. I don't care, leave, said Gaara. He unleashed killing intent, making everyone run. What's your proposition? Follow me. 10 minutes later. Training ground outside of Konoha. I know you're a Jinchuriki, said Naruto, and Gaara was shocked though he didn't show it. How? My sister and I are both Jinchuriki, part of the Kyuubi is in me, and the other is in Naomi, said Naruto. Gaara-san, we know you're unstable and can help you solve your problem and let you sleep, said Naomi. Don't listen to him, he'll kill you, screamed a certain one-tailed demon in Gaara's head. I accept. Okay, my sister is just going to put you to sleep, said Naruto. Gaara nodded. Naomi walked up to Gaara and touched a pressure point, making him fall asleep. Naomi, get ready to fight, said Naruto as he walked over to Gaara's unconscious body. "You're going to use it, Naruto?" asked his father in his mind. "Yes. Fuin Jutsu. Rabasu Fuin. Rifuin, sealing technique. Reverse seal. Reseal," he said as he finished 200 hand seals and slammed his open palm onto Gaara's stomach. Gaara began to scream in pain and his entire body turned to sand and then he turned into the Ichibi no Tanuki. I'm free, and I'm going to kill you," yelled Shukaku and everyone in the village saw it and got frightened. The Hokage sent 3 Anbu to see what the matter was. "Naomi, use the chakra chains," yelled Naruto as he ran through hand seals. "Hongo Fusa, adamantine sealing chains," she yelled and the gold chains shot out of her body wrapping around her body. The 3 Anbu watched in amazement as white fire began to accumulate in Naruto's hand. "Onakiri, blaze blade," he yelled and in the blink of an eye the entire Shukaku turned to glass as it deformed back into Gaara who was sleeping and snoring. "Anbu, come on," said Naruto. Gaara stirred. "Naruto, take me to your Hokage." 20 minutes later. Hokage's office. "So that's what happened?" asked the Hokage. "Yep," replied Naruto. "Naruto, that was an S-class mission both Naomi and you took on," said the Hokage. "Hokage-sama, my country is planning an attack with Odo and Orochimaru," said the Gaara, shocking everyone. "Thank you for the information, you are dismissed, tomorrow I would like the details," said the Hokage. "Thank you, now I have to do something I haven't done in 8 years," said Gaara. "What's that?" "Sleep." "Gaara, by the way, you can consider Naomi and I your friends. I know what it is to be shunned by your village because of something your father did to you," said Naruto and Minato's face fell into one of sadness. "I don't blame you, Dad." "Arigato, Naruto." "Thank you, Naruto, I must leave now," said Gaara as he left. "Later, old man," said Naruto and Naomi as they shunshined away. "Tiger, Nico, Dragon, what do you think about that jutsu Naruto used?" asked the Hokage. "I would rank it triple S," said Tiger. "I agree," spoke Dragon. "Me too, it stopped a freaking tailed beast," finalized Nico. The next work the Hokage said was dripping with hate, malice and regret. Orochimaru. Chapter 12. Chunin Exams Arc. Naruto Uzumaki. He wore a rust orange sleeveless hoodie with a short sleeved dark blue t-shirt underneath. White bandages were wrapped around his forearms. His pants was a rust orange track pants with dark blue lines running down the side. His ninja sandals were blue. Executioner's blade strapped to his back. 3 ninja pouches. 1 on his leg with kunai and shuriken. 2 on his belt. 1 with Fuinjutsu items and the last one had paper, smoke and flash bombs. Headband strapped to his forehead and his mask was gone as of today. Naomi Uzumaki. She wore a mesh shirt with an orange jacket with long black sleeves. Black ankle-length tights with a knee-length orange skirt. Black ninja sandals were present. Her headband was around her left upper arm. 3 pouches. 1 on her leg with kunai and shuriken, the 2 on her belt had medical supplies in one and paper, flash and smoke bombs in the other. Her family's bow staff was strapped to her back. It was black with a yellow floral pattern. Hinata had also changed her appearance. Her jacket was not as bulgy and she wore slightly tighter ninja pants. She also acquired a kind of sadistic side from training with Anko. Headband still around her neck. Haku changed a little as well. He wore standard Chunin clothes without the vest. His headband was on his forehead. "Ready, Ni-san?" asked Naruto as he exited his bedroom. "Yeah," she said as she walked out her room walking downstairs. "So, Haku treating you right?" he asked as they walked towards the academy. "You really are overprotective, Dadabeo," his sister replied, making him smile. "I wouldn't want anything to happen to my favorite sister," he said with a smile. "I'm your only sister, anyway, how's things with you and Hinata?" she asked. "Great, Anko boosted her confidence by a millennia and she's a little more straightforward when it comes to our relationship," he explained to his sister with a slight blush. "Haha, anyway, let's shunshin, this walking is bothersome," suggested Naomi as she did as her suggestion said. "Shikamaru," Naruto growled at Shikamaru for saying his catchphrase around his sister too much. 2 minutes later. Konoha Ninja Academy. Team 7 and 6 entered the academy to see Rin and Kakashi waiting for them. "Glad to see you all made it, remember, room 301, said Kakashi as they shunshined away. The teams continued walking in silence till they came to room 301 guarded by Chunin. "Genjutsu. Drop the Genjutsu," said Sasuke with his Sharingan activated. Team 6 and Naruto groaned. Then a ninja in green appeared in front of Sakura. "You must be the beautiful Sakura-chan, please be my girlfriend, I will protect you with my life," he said and Naruto's sweat dropped. "No thanks, but why didn't you ask me before when we were nominated? Not that it bothers me," asked Sakura. "I was nervous, but anyway, I am Rock Lee, nice to meet you," said Lee as he rejoined his teammates. Rock Lee and Sasuke then fought and Sasuke lost. Team 6, 7 and 9 entered the real room 301 to see countless genin that paid them no attention. Naruto smirked and leveled the place with killer intent. All eyes turned to him and his smirk widened. "Naruto, I look forward to fighting you," said a monotone voice. Everyone turned to the voice. "Gaara." "Likewise," he said before he was enveloped in a hug and kiss from his girlfriend. Most Kunoichi glared at her because Naruto was a handsome and sexy shinobi. "Their words, not mine." "Hey Haim," he said. "Hey Naru," she said. Well, looks like the gang's all here," said Kiba, referring to the Konoha 15. "You might want to keep it down," said a silver-haired genin walking up them. "And you are?" asked Naruto. "Kabuto Yakushi, and I can help you out with my info cards. I just put chakra in them and they tell me about them," he explained. "Wow," said most of the genin. "Anybody you want me to search up?" asked Kabuto. "Rock Lee, Gaara no Sabaku and Naruto Uzumaki," said Sasuke, and everyone raised an eyebrow that Sasuke wanted to research his teammate. "The hell man? I'm your teammate," said Naruto. "Rock Lee. He has a medical disorder making him unable to do any nin or genjutsu, making him a taijutsu specialist. He has done 55 D rank and 15 C rank missions. Teammates are Tenten and Niji Hyuga and his sensei is Mito Gai. Gaara no Sabaku, son of the Yondaime Kazukiage, has done 15 D rank, 26 C rank and 3 B rank, and get this, he has never been scratched. Teammates are Tamari no Sabaku and Kankuro no Sabaku. His siblings. Naruto Uzumaki has a twin sister by the name Naomi, defeated a Bijuu that is sealed within Gaara no Sabaku after it was unleashed, 37 D rank, a C rank on A rank, a S rank with his sister, and his teammates are Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha, led by Kakashi Haddock. His girlfriend is Hinata Yuhi. He also helped kill Zabuza Mamachi and is the new wielder of the Executioner's Blade," said Kabuto. Everyone watched Naruto in a new level of respect. "Wow, you must have done the Chunin exams before second time?" asked Kiba. "7th. "Ah, I don't believe that Baka can do that," said Ino. "I bet if it was Sasuke you would have believed it," growled Naruto. "Of course, Sasuke-kun is the best," said Sakura. "Sasuke can go in damn hole for all I care," said Naruto, and both Ino and Sakura cocked back their fist, only for Naruto draw his sword and unleashed an insane amount of killing intent that made Kyuubi happy. Sakura and Ino dropped to their knees. "Don't ever try to hit me again," he said as he relaxed. "Uzumaki," called Gaara and Naruto turned towards him. He walked closer. "My siblings and sensei will not take part in the invasion, but fight alongside you," Gaara whispered to his blonde friend. Naruto nodded. "Naruto-kun, how was your youthful training go?" yelled a hyperactive Lee. "It went great, Lee," said Naruto with a hand running through his hair. In the corner of his eye Naruto saw some Iwanin watching him. "Iwanin, you got a problem?" asked Naruto. "No, it's just that you look familiar," said the Iwanin turning back to his teammates. "Think they figured it out?" Naruto asked his father mentally and looked over to see Naomi watching him and gave him a slight nod. "No, they were always dumb," replied his father making him chuckle. "Listen up maggots, I'm Ibiki Marino and I'll be the proctor for the first exam, now sit down at your assigned seat," yelled a man in a black trench coat. "Not this sadistic bastard," thought Naruto with a grunt. Meanwhile. Next room. "How do you think they'll do?" asked Asuma referring to the genin team 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. In the room was Rin, Kakashi, Kurenai, Guy and himself. "Ibiki's their first proctor, they're gonna get a run for their money," said Kakashi, and everyone except Kurenai shivered. "Who's Ibiki?" asked Kurenai. "Right, you're a new jounin, let's tell you about Ibiki." 5 minutes later. Exam room. "Now that you're all seated I'll begin the rules. It is 2 hours long. The test consists of 10 questions, the last question will be given 15 minutes before the end. If you are caught cheating 5 times you and your entire team are out. The test is out of 99 point, if you don't have more than 66 amongst your entire team you fail, understand? No. Hard luck. Begin," he said. Naruto looked at the test and his eyes twitched in anger. This test is frickin' impossible, he thought as he watched his teammates and peers. Sasuke, Hinata and Niji were using their Dojutsu, Kiba was using Akamaru, Shino was using bugs, Sakura was using her brain, Naomi was using her brain as well. She was a prodigy after all. Tenten and Lee were just answering what they could. Chaoji was as well and Ino was using her Shintention, mind-body switch. That left Sai, Haku, Shikamaru and himself. Sai was just drawing, Haku was using ice mirrors, and Shikamaru was sleeping. Naruto chuckled and put his head on the table covering his paper. Sasuke turned his head and saw Naruto sleeping. How did the dope finish already, he thought and continued his work. Time went on until Ibiki saw Naruto and Shikamaru sleeping and called them to wake up. Shikamaru did but Naruto didn't. Ibiki took a kunai and was about to throw it at him when. "Scarface, don't even think about throwing the kunai," said Naruto and Ibiki didn't bother and threw it anyway. Naruto easily put his hand up and caught it by the ring and then slipped it into his own kunai pouch. Naruto sat up, a bored expression on his face. "What's your problem?" asked Naruto, anger clear in his voice. "You were sleeping," said Ibiki in his own anger. Naruto just put his head back on the table. Ibiki growled but decided against throwing another kunai. Naruto had some training from Anko after all. More time went on and it was finally time for the final question. "Uzumaki, wake up," said Ibiki and Naruto did so. "Time for the final question, now you have two choices before you take the test. One, you can leave and come back next time, but if you stay and take the exam, once you get it wrong you can never take the Chunin exams ever again," said Ibiki. "That bullshit," yelled Kiba. "Yeah, other people did the test before and did it again," said a random genin. "They never had me before," said Ibiki with a sadistic grin. Many genin left. A lot. The Konoha 15 watched in shock that Naruto raised his hand. He then slammed his hand down on the counter. "If that's the case then I'm staying. If we can't take a chance we don't deserve to become Chunin," he said with a smile. Everyone had their thought about leaving erased after the last speech. "All of you are staying, very well, you pass," he said, and Naruto smirked as everyone else face planted. "What?" yelled Kiba. "In the ninja world, you have to make dangerous decisions," said Ibiki as he showed everyone his scarred head. "Wow," said Haku. "Uzumaki, let me see what you wrote, you finished rather quickly," said Ibiki walking towards him. Naruto grinned and handed him his paper. Ibiki sent killer intent towards Naruto. "You wrote nothing," he yelled. "Yes, I knew the point since the beginning, so did my sister, right Nisan?" asked Naruto and she nodded happily. Then the glass from a window broke and a banner pinned up by two kunai that read. "Anko Mitarashi. Second exam proctor and sexy Kunoichi. Welcome brats and congratulations," she said and gasped at the number of genin. "Anko, you're early again," said Ibiki. "You also lost your touch genin, tomorrow at 8 at training ground 44, don't be late," she said as she shunshined away. The genin left. Next day. Training ground 44. "Now that you're all here let me explain. You will be sent into TG-44 or the Forest of Death for 5 days. You will be given either a Heaven Scroll or Earth Scroll, you need to have one of both then continue to the tower in the center of the forest, you need your entire team to pass the second phase, there are a lot of giant animals in the forest, so my advice. Don't die," explained Anko. "What about food?" asked Chaoji. "There are a lot of edible stuffin'." "Shut up and start the test, Anko," yelled Naruto. Anko glared at him. She threw a kunai. Naruto just tilted his head to the side, letting it nick his cheek. Anko appeared behind him. "I would have licked your blood, but Hinata will probably kill me," she told him and he smirked. "I know," he replied as a long tongue came and handed Anko her kunai. Thanks," she said before returning to the platform. She then told them to sign waivers and get their scroll. 5 minutes later. Begin. 15 minutes later. Team 7. Team 7 were currently jumping from tree branch to tree branch, looking for a team to attack to get a scroll. They had a Heaven Scroll, meaning they had to find an Earth Scroll. "Alright, let's formulate a plan," said Naruto, stopping and jumping to the ground. "Fine," grumbled Sasuke. "Any idea, Sakura?" asked Naruto, looking to his pink-haired teammate. "Maybe we could utilize your cage buncheons to make a trap," she said. Then the three Iwa in from before appeared in front of them. They dropped into taijutsu stances, making the Iwa genin look frightened. "Emozu, the taijutsu stance of the blonde is the same one used by the Karo Senko," said one. The one named Emozu nodded. "You're his son, aren't you, the accursed Karo Senko," he said. "And if I am?" asked Naruto. "If we kill you we will get a lot of credit from our village," he said as he rushed Naruto and began a taijutsu fight. The female of the group charged Sakura, who was in the academy taijutsu stance, and the other male charged Sasuke, who was in the Uchiha fighting stance. Naruto vs Emozu. Emozu sent a right hook for Naruto's head and it connected as Naruto burst into a cloud of smoke, only to appear behind Emozu, sending a left roundhouse kick. Emozu used his left hand to parry it and sent a back heel for Naruto. Naruto used both hands to block the oncoming back heel and sent a leg sweep with his right foot, only for the Iwa genin to jump in the air and send a left spin kick, hitting Naruto in his face, sending him skidding back 5 feet. "You have quite a kick there," said Naruto as he nursed his cheek. "Why thank you," he said in a mocking tone. "What scroll do you have?" asked Naruto. "Earth." "Great, this is gonna be worth my time," said Naruto as he ran through hand seals. Raiden. Kaminari Arashi no Jutsu, lightning style. Lightning storm technique, he called, and a storm cloud formed around Emozu and began shocking him. Doten. Deheki no Jutsu, earth style. Mud wall technique, yelled Emozu, but since Raiden was stronger than Doten, he had to put most of his chakra into it. He didn't stop the jutsu but minimized the damage. When the jutsu ended, Imozu was panting heavily while Naruto looked unfazed. "How are you not tired?" asked Imozu, standing and running through hand seals after he took a chakra pill. "My stamina is high because of my heritage as an Uzumaki," said Naruto as he ran through his own hand seals. "Oten. Iwasupeza, Earth style. Rock spears. Gyuiten. Datapa, Wind style. Grief breakthrough." The rock spears were sent flying towards Naruto only for Naruto Fuiten Jutsu to redirect it away from the fight. Naruto then took out the executioner's blade and threw it at Imozu, making it lodge him stuck in a tree due to the semicircle in the blade dessing. Naruto walked over and slapped a Fuinjutsu tag on him. Fuinjutsu. Memori Shakyo, sealing technique. Memory erase, he said as he took the scroll. Sasuke vs Akimo. Sasuke charged at Akimo and sent a left uppercut. Akimo used his right hand to parry it, then backflipped and ran through hand seals as fast as the eye can see. Too bad Sasuke's Sharingan couldn't copy it. But he did realize the jutsu and cursed under his breath as he jumped. Oten. Shinjutsu no Jutsu, Earth style. Double suicide decapitation technique, he disappeared and almost got Sasuke feet, but Sasuke was ready. Heiten Gakuku no Jutsu, Fire style. Great fireball technique, he yelled as Akimo's hand was burned badly. He suffered third-degree burns. Sasuke and Akimo stared at each other as Akimo nursed his left hand from the burns. "Give up, I'm an Uchiha, an elite," said Sasuke. Akimo looked around and saw that the blonde had defeated his team leader and was going over to help the pinket. "I give," he said as he dashed towards Imozu. Sasuke smirked. Sakura vs Tsuchi. Sakura was nervous, this was practically her first one-on-one fight. She had taken the initiative to train during the 4 months after Kakashi told her she could be a handicap and injure Sasuke or Naruto, and she didn't care about Naruto, but she didn't want to be responsible for Sasuke's death. "I'm sure you're just a bubblegum-haired fangirl," said Tsuchi as she charged Sakura. Sakura took the chance when she saw an opening in the left and swung a left hook only for it to phase through Tsuchi. "What? A bunshin," thought Sakura as she was suddenly kicked in the back sending her skidding, but she turned into a log. "Hamavari?" asked Tsuchi. "Yes Doten. Iwarenden, Earth style. Rock barrage," said Sakura as dozens on top of dozens of stones rained down on Tsuchi. Tsuchi took the hits of most of the jutsu as she had taken out 2 kunai and was doing her best to dodge and block. Sakura started to sprint at her kunai in both hands. They clashed kunai versus kunai. Tsuchi did a backflip and sent 10 shuriken at Sakura, who used a Korami to switch with a tree branch behind Tsuchi and then kicked her in her back, sending her skidding across the ground and into a tree. "You kick like a man, are you even a girl? Your chest is pretty flat," ate Tsuchi and smirked at Sakura's angry face. "An angry enemy is a stupid one," thought Tsuchi as Sakura charged at her in pure rage and swing a punch only for Tsuchi to dash to the side and bring a kunai down on Sakura's head. Sakura, who was in fear, didn't move, just awaited death until she heard. "Suiten. Mizurappa, water style." Raging waves, the jet stream of water crashed into Tsuchi, rendering her unconscious. Her teammate came and took her and dashed away. Naruto and Sasuke came over to her and picked her up. "You've been training." "That's good," said Sasuke. Sakura blushed. She and Sasuke had gone on a date and after the wave mission and Sasuke admitted he had fun. "I agree," said Naruto. "Sasuke-kun, can we go on another date when the exams are over?" asked Sakura. Sasuke thought about. He did want to rebuild his clan, so why not? "Sure, would you mind being my girlfriend?" asked Sasuke, turning his head to her, and she immediately blushed and nodded before she fainted. Naruto chuckled. Sasuke threw her on his back and began walking. "Let's head to the tower, I'm sure Ino's going to throw a tantrum when she hears that, and you know something ironic?" asked Naruto as they dashed to the tower. "What?" The Iowa team had an Earth scroll. Chapter 13. Chunin exams arc. Naruto watched his teammates. Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. Boyfriend and girlfriend. The Avenger and the fangirl. Naruto smiled. He was the cause of this. He remembered how it all happened. Flashback no jutsu. 4 months ago. Naruto heard a knock on his front door. He opened the door. "Sasuke. Team, what do you want?" asked Naruto as he saw his teammate and best friend looking at him. "How did you overcome it?" asked Sasuke, making Naruto raised an eyebrow. "What?" he asked. "The loneliness, you said both of us know the pain of being alone, you don't look like you're alone," said Sasuke and Naruto smiled. "I made bonds," he said, and Sasuke's face fell. I can't make bonds," he said. "In order to kill him, I have to cut off all bonds and hate," said Sasuke. "Do. Itachi," he said. Sasuke's head shot up. "How did you know?" asked Sasuke wide-eyed. "It's not a secret. If someone killed my clan out I would want to kill them too, but not with hatred. I would train, make friends and ask them to help me defeat them. Look at my father for example, he was the strongest cage to pass through Konoha, my godfather Jiraiya of the Sannin, and finally the Sandaime. None of them used hatred to get to the top, explained Naruto, and Sasuke looked down. What bonds did you form and with whom? Asked Sasuke, clenching his fist. Hinata is my girlfriend, Naomi is my sister, Hiro Sennin is my godfather and the old man is my grandfather figure, Iruka sensei is my brother and Kakashi sensei is my sensei, he said. So I should form bonds? Asked Sasuke. Yes, get a girlfriend, said Naruto. All the girls see the cool and brooding Sasuke Uchiha, but not the real deal, he explained. Sakura loves you, she's not a fangirl, she can be fangirlish, but she's not a fangirl, Naruto told him. How do you know that? Asked Sasuke, crossing his arms. Who's asked you out the most? Who changed her appearance for you? And who rejects every boy for you? He asked. Sakura, Sakura and Sakura, he said, then came into realization. You see, you have that date tonight, think about it, you do want to rebuild your clan don't you, said Naruto as he smiled at his friend. Thank you Naruto, said Sasuke. Anytime Sasuke, he said. Naruto, can you help me kill Itachi? Asked Sasuke looking into Naruto's eyes. Once we do it the right way, he answered. Later dope, said Sasuke as he turned. See ya team, Naruto replied as he turned around and went inside. Itachi, I will kill you, but the right way, thought Sasuke as he dashed to his home. Flashback no jutsu. Kai. Sasuke, so you took my advice eh? Asked Naruto as he caught up to him carrying Sakura. Yes, I decided if I am to rebuild my clan I might as well get a girlfriend, said Sasuke with a smirk. Ino's going to throw a tantrum, said Naruto with a smirk. Sasuke smirked in return. Dope, let's take a break. Sakura's heavy, said Sasuke. Fine ninpu. Kuchiyus no jutsu, ninja art. Summoning technique, said Naruto as he finished with the ritual of biting his thumb and hand seals. Hey Naruto, got any snack? Asked a yellow toad as he was there next to his orange brother. Later Tatsu, I want you and Kichi to keep these scrolls until I re-summon you, said Naruto as he gave each a scroll, and they poofed away. Let's take a Naruto began but never finished as he was blasted into a tree by a powerful wind. Do it in jutsu, thought Naruto as he got up to see the Kusanin from before on top of a snake watching Sasuke and Sakura. The snake then devoured Naruto in one gulp as he was still on the ground. Naruto, yelled Sasuke as he watched wide-eyed. Do it in kamikaze no jutsu, wind style. God wind dive wind technique was heard inside of the snake and the snake was then shredded to nothing but flesh and blood. You bastard, these clothes were new, said Naruto as he ran through hand seals. Kaiten. Gakakyu no jutsu, fire style. Great fireball technique, he yelled and his signature white fire shot out of his mouth. The ninja dodged it. Page Bunshin no jutsu, shadow clone technique, said Naruto and 5 clones poofed into existence. Guard Sakura, Sasuke come help me, said Naruto and Sasuke handed Sakura to a clone and joined Naruto. Use a fire jutsu, said Naruto as he ran through hand seals along with Sasuke. Kaiten. Gakakyu no jutsu, fire style. Great fireball technique Fuetin. Tatapa, wind style. Great breakthrough, yelled Sasuke Naruto as the shot out the fireball in air and when they joined the fireball became faster and larger and it crashed into the man. Great, said Naruto as he relaxed only for a long neck to come out and try to bite Sasuke. Naruto pushed his friend out of the way and ran through hand seals. Mokutin. Makutarapu, wood style. Wood trap, he said as the ground around Orochimaru and holding him in place especially his neck. Who are you? Asked Naruto. Bukuku, I'm surprised that you never heard of me. I am the Snake Sannin, he began but. Orochimaru, Naruto growled as his eyes tuned red with a black slit in it and a red chakra cloak surrounded him. He made his clones from before slide into his father's Taijutsu stance. You're the Yondame's brat that Jiraiya always boasted about, said Orochimaru as he growled. Attack, said Naruto as the clones punched him making him turn into mud. By this time Sakura had woken up to see Sasuke get a hickey from a ninja. Sasuke-kun, she yelled as she ran towards him. Orochimaru dodged a wind jutsu from Naruto and disappeared in a shunshin. Naruto walked over to them and blacked out. Meanwhile, other teams. Team 6, 8, 9 and 10 all heard it at the same time from their different locations. Sasuke-kun. 2 hours later. Team 7. Sakura knelt panting. She had been trying to fight off 3 sound genin while protecting Sasuke and Naruto who was still unconscious. The female sound genin. Kin had made Sakura cut her hair to get away. At that moment the rest of the Konoha 15 dropped down and all looked at each other. Uzo, Dosu, we can't take all of them, said Kin as she backed away. Dosu didn't mind her and charged Sakura, determined on ending the fight until Hinata jumped in front Sakura and sent a palm strike for his chest, but he used his gauntlet to stop the attack, making her bleed from her ears and fall to the ground. Zaku. Dosu's other teammate then was right in front of Sakura, swinging his beam down but was stopped when an intense killer intent was blasted in the area. Everyone turned to see Naruto and Sasuke with very foul chakra. Naruto's was red with fox-like ears and 2 fox tails made of chakra. Sasuke had black marking all over his body and his chakra was purple. Hinata. Sakura, who did this to you? Asked Naruto Sasuke as they walked out of the cave-like tree. I did, yelled Dosu and Zaku, and in the blink of an eye Naruto and Sasuke were in front of their respective targets. Then Sasuke broke Dosu's arms and Naruto smashed Dosu's gauntlet and broke his wrist. They were going to do more but was stopped when they were hugged from behind by their respective girlfriends. Please stop, they mumble, and the chakra receded. Please, take out scroll and we'll go, said Kin, handing them 2 scrolls. Who needs a scroll? Asked Naruto, and Shikamaru answered saying he needed an earth scroll. He handed him the needed scroll and told them to scram. They nodded and dashed off. Naruto, where's our scroll? Asked Sakura as Naruto bit his thumb and ran through 5 seals. Ninpu. Kuchius no Jutsu, ninja art. Summoning technique, he said, and Kichi and Tatsu appeared and gave him his scrolls and left. Naruto disappeared in a shunshin and then reappeared in fresh clothes. Let's head to the tower, if we move together there will be a lesser chance of us being attacked, said Naruto. Sakura, can you walk? Asked Sasuke. After seeing her on the ground she shook her head no, and Sasuke knelt for her to get on his back and she did so, making Ino jealous and the rest raise an eyebrow. What's wrong, Ino pig, jealous? Asked Sakura. No, but why does Sasuke-kun carry you? Asked Ino with anger on her face. Why wouldn't a boyfriend carry his girlfriend, said Sakura, and Ino's jaw dropped. Let's go. I am sleepy, said Naruto, walking away. Ino was still quiet. You were unconscious for 2 hours, said Sakura, and Naruto shrugged and walked away. I know, in truth I am trying to master a jutsu for the last part of the exams, which is supposed to be a tournament, said Naruto as he summoned a toad and told it to carry a message to Jiraiya. Naruto, I've been meaning to ask since I saw it, you can use Mokuton? Asked Sasuke, making Naruto stop dead in his track and go wide-eyed. Yes, he said, continuing to walk, hoping the conversation would stop there. So you have Senju blood? Asked Neji, looking at the blonde. Yes. How? Asked Kiba. My great-grandfather, said Naruto. Who was? Asked Sasuke. I rather not talk about it, said Naruto. They nodded in understanding. Nai-san, how can you use Mokuton and I can't? Asked Naomi. You can, just you never tried to use it, said Naruto, and then they heard crying. They continued until they came in front of a red-haired girl crying into her hands. What happened? Asked Naomi, coming in front of the girl, and she backed away from Naomi. Don't worry, we're not going to hurt you, I'm Naomi Uzumaki and these are my friends, but the male blonde is my brother, said Naomi with a smile. Uzumaki, do you know is Kushina-sama is alive? Said the girl, standing up. Kushina Uzumaki? She was my mother and no, she died when the Kyuubi attacked, said Naomi. Oh, I'm Karen Uzumaki, she said, and Naruto and Naomi were wide-eyed. What happened to your team? Asked Naruto, coming forward. They were killed, said Karen. Page Bunshin no Jutsu, shadow clone technique, said Naruto, and the clone appeared. Karen, how would you like to live in Konoha with family? Asked Naomi with a small smile on her face. Thank you, said Karen as she took off her sound headband and threw it away. Take her to Anko and tell her Naruto sent her and let Anko carry her to the old man. Karen, you will tell the Hokage that you're in Uzumaki and Wetnut, said Naruto, and the clone grabbed Karen and disappeared in a shunshin. Let's go. 5 hours later. TG-44 Tower. They were in their respective rooms. Everyone had a room. Naruto was sitting crossed-legged on his bed reading a scroll. A scroll for a very powerful jutsu. They had 3 more days until the start of the next exam. There was a knock on his door. Naruto, it's me, Hinata, said Hinata from the other side. Naruto created a clone and told it to unlock the door. Hinata walked in and locked the door behind her. What's up, Naruto? Asked Hinata as she sat across from her boyfriend. Reading a scroll on a jutsu, said Naruto. Hinata watched the scroll and went wide-eyed. She rolled up the scroll and put it aside. She moved up and sat on her boyfriend's lap and gave him a hot kiss on the lip. You don't take our relationship seriously, do you hate me? She asked as she watched him in his eyes. I would never hate you, he said, kissing her on her lips and putting a hand on the small of her back and on her thigh, sending a shiver up her spine. Hinata leaned in and licked his neck and whispered in his ears. I wonder when we're going to have sex, she said, making him go hard under, and it poked her in her thigh. You know I would never do anything you don't want to do, he said, and she smiled. She may have a sadistic side, but she was still the same Hinata. The kind, cute, sweet Hinata. She loved it that her boyfriend would never force her to do anything. Thank you Naruto, now I suggest you go take a cold shower, I am going to have to take one too, she said looking down to see her ninja pants wet and Naruto's manhood semi-erect. Later Haim, he said. She got off of him and walked to the door. Later Naru. 3 hours later. Cafeteria. Naruto sat in the cafeteria by himself. He was eating ramen. Everyone else was either training or resting. He was eating. Someone walked in. Red hair. Tattoo over left eye. Gaara. Hey Gaara, enjoy sleeping? Asked Naruto as Gaara grabbed himself a bowl of ramen and walked over to Naruto. Yes, I have 8 years of sleep to make up for, but I can't sleep right now, said Gaara in his monotone voice as he ate his ramen. So you like ramen too Dadabayo, said Naruto with a cheesy grin. Yes, he answered still his voice nothing but monotone. I guess maybe all Jinchuriki like ramen, said Naruto and Gaara had a small smile from his first friend's antics about the food known as ramen. Gaara called his sister Tamari as she walked over with his brother Kankuro. Hello Ni-san, Nai-san, said Gaara as he finished his ramen. We've been looking for you hi Naruto, I'm Tamari no Sabaku. Gaara's older sister and I would like to thank you for helping my brother, she said as she gave him a small kiss on the cheek. Yeah, thanks man, said Kankuro with a nod. No problem Tamari-san, kitty-kun, he said and burst in laughter as Kankuro growled and turned away. Very funny Naruto, said Gaara with a chuckle. What? I'm serious is he even straight, he wears makeup and dresses like a cat, said Naruto in defense. I think he's straight, he reads those perverted icha books, said Tamari. You read those too? Asked Naruto and Tamari growled. You read that perverted smut too? Asked Tamari as she took out her fan. Me? No, my girlfriend and sister would castrate me if I read those though the Sandame, along with my Jounin sensei and my godfather. Who happens to be the author would be proud, said Naruto and Tamari put back her fan and growled. Now if you'll excuse me I'm going to train on my dodging skills, said Naruto as he stood and left with a shunshin. Meanwhile. Hokage's office. Sarutobi sighed. In his office were Karen and Anko. Anko, why are you here and who is this? I've been busy all day, said the Hokage. Naruto Uzumaki told me to bring her here, she said, and the Hokage raised an eyebrow. He sent you? He asked the redhead in front of him. Yes, he told you to tell you my story, said Karen. Go on ahead, said the professor. I am a genin of Atakager, my team came to Konoha for the Chunin exams, but the 2 male members were killed by other sound genin for our scrolls. My name is Karen Uzumaki, I lived on the streets for 4 years from the age of 7. Then Orochimaru-sama found me and used my talents of sensory to help him, and I did in order to get a place to live because I was desperate. I am also the niece of Kushina Uzumaki, she said, and the Hokage and Anko's eyes were filled with rage and shock. Karen, did you know Orochimaru is an evil man? Asked Sarutobi. She dropped to her knees. Yes I did, but I was desperate of being alone and living on the streets, if it helps I know Atakager in and out, and Orochimaru has a plan to attack the village and kill you, she said in tears. Anko wrapped her hand around the poor girl. It's okay to cry, I know that he can be a cold-hearted son of a bitch, I after all was his student for some time, said Anko and Karen nodded. Karen, you are now a genin of Konoha if you choose to be and you can move in with Naruto and Naomi, I will find a team for you, said the Hokage giving her a headband. Hokage-sama, I would like to have Karen become my apprentice, we both are alike and I would like to help her, said Anko and Karen was shocked, and the Hokage smiled and nodded. Show her to the Uzumaki household and here is some money to buy some new stuff, said the Hokage. Karen nodded and smiled in thanks. 3 days later. TG-44 Tower. Welcome and congratulations to all of you, began the Hokage was but cut off from finishing from another voice. Let me cough Hokage-sama, he said, and the Hokage gave him a slight nod. I am Heiichiko, and I would like to say welcome to the arena for the preliminaries, since there are still 7 genin teams we will have preliminaries to determine the finalist for the exams. Now, is there anyone who will like to forfeit? I would like to forfeit, my chakra is nearly depleted, said Kabuto, and Hei told him to leave. Will everyone kindly go up to the balcony, he said, and they went to the balcony. Naruto leaned closer to Kiba and asked, Hey Kiba, what does that Kabuto guy smell like? Kiba answered almost instantly. Snakes. Naruto nodded, shunshin to the Hokage, and relayed the news. Alright, let the preliminaries begin, the first match is. What if Naruto learns about Uzumaki clan Jutsu Sasuke bashing, and thanks for watching my video till the end if you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video and see you guys in the next video.